state's Veterans Affairs Department after his first choice stepped down after a week on the job. The Democrat on Friday, named State Representative Linda Chapalevia. Chapalevia was named in place of Army Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Martinez. Pritzker only tabbed Martinez for the job January 31st. Suburban Chicago judge has scheduled a discharge hearing for the woman sentenced to a lifetime of involuntary commitment after the 2010 death of her 4-year-old daughter. The Daily Herald says DuPage County Judge George Bacalus scheduled March Weber's hearing for May 7 to May 9, opening the possibility that she could be released from the Elgin Mental Health Center. Authorities say she slashed her daughter Magdalena's throat before turning the knife on herself. Her attorney says Weber is now not insane and not a threat to herself or others. He believes she is being unconstitutionally detained. That college kid you may see walking to Bloomington, Indiana, is on a mission for good. Purdue University student Aaron Lai yesterday took the first steps in his 100-mile walk to IU to honor Tyler Trent. Lai is walking from Purdue to IU in hopes to make it in time for tomorrow's basketball game between the two schools. Lai says he never met Tyler Trent, but was inspired by his losing battle with cancer. Trent, of course, was that Purdue superfan who lost his battle to cancer earlier this year. Blackhawks host the Ottawa Senators later on tonight. Cubs are set to begin full squad workouts at spring training. Position players arrived to Mesa yesterday. White Sox spring training continues today in Glendale. Fighting Illini men riding a 4-game winning streak when they face Wisconsin tonight in Madison. Loyola lost to Missouri State 65-61, and now there is a 3-way tie on top of the Valley with just 4 regular season games left. The news, a service of Mako. You might not be able to get a new car with your tax refund, but you can make your car feel like it's brand new. All it needs is a great paint job. Come into Mako today and get your dream paint job during the tax season sales event. 5:09 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Winter stinks. Snow, ice, freezing temperatures, more snow. Escape Chicago and join Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. You'll stay at the Marvel Residences Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. It's a beautiful, all-inclusive resort located between Rainforest Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Don't wait to book your Passport to Paradise trip with AM 560 and Apple Vacations. Visit 560theanswer.com/passport. That's 560theanswer.com/passport.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained technicians, or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 5 years, or it isn't. It's absolute confidence in 30,000 precision parts, or it isn't. The Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through February 28th, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Come in today and we'll help cover your first month's payment. Offer available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. There are those who settle for nothing less. For them, the choice is simple. It's either up to Mercedes-Benz standards, or it isn't. It's flawlessly maintained, or it isn't. It's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned, or it isn't.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on credit towards your first month's payment and certified pre-owned warranties.
Are you happy with what's looking back at you in the mirror? I'm Dr. Howard Cooper from Excellence in Dentistry, and we'd like to help you with that smile. Whether you're looking to fix 1 or 2 teeth or a whole smile makeover, we can take care of all your dental needs. We have a beautiful modern facility and a great staff. And most importantly, we love what we do. That's what sets us apart from other offices. Let's face it, a dental office is not everyone's favorite place. Whether you're 2 or 102, we make it fun and enjoyable. We perform all types of dentistry as well. Fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures, implants. We do most everything right in our office. And for you denture wearers, we have a full in-house denture lab and can perform repairs and relines while you wait. We can also talk about adding implants so your denture will snap into place or become screw retained. This is the closest option to natural teeth. We are conveniently located in Gurnee at the corner of Washington and 21 in Saratoga Square. So make today the day you give us a call. 847-244-4000. That's 847-244-4000. Or visit us on the web at gurneedds.com. We look forward to seeing you, and remember, second opinions are always free. Excellence in dentistry, creating excellence one smile at a time.
If you're traveling for work, make your next stop La Quinta by Wyndham. Their spacious rooms and free high-speed internet makes it easy to work, while their comfortable beds and bright-side breakfasts make it easy to relax. Win at business wherever you go. Book at lq.com.
512. And let's get an update on the early morning roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center. In for Jim, here's Kevin Henry.
Crash investigation in Naperville closing the southbound lanes of 59 between 111th and Champion Drive. The Jane Addams eastbound, seeing some snow on the road, slowing from 53 to the tri-state, slow spots along that same stretch westbound. Also seeing some snow buildup on the north end of the tri-state up around the Wisconsin area. 53 northbound and southbound. Most of the way between 290 and Lake Cook, also seeing slow spots with the snow. Otherwise, things looking good. No trouble on the Spur, the Kennedy, and the Edens, both looking good. Have that outbound Kennedy roadwork between Lawrence and Canfield. Then the two left lanes should be picked up here pretty soon. Ike and Stevenson, no trouble, are the south side expressways. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts now. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. And here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A morning snow shower this morning, otherwise clouds and cold today, high 28. Cloudy and cold for tonight, low 16. Clouds and cold again for tomorrow, high 30. Wednesday, periods of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
23 at O'Hare, 25 along the lakefront, 25 at Midway, and 20 this morning with snowfall in Aurora. Your next news update is 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Well. Look at we have here. One Bruce Wolf.
Hello again, everybody.
How are you, Bruce?
Very good. Happy President's Day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Did you get a gift for me?
I didn't realize you were one of the presidents. You know, I can name all the presidents in order.
Oh, you know what? Let's take
memory.
it to 9 o'clock. Let's take it
Sure,
to my
it'll take me that long.
I've got the
4
first
hours.
one. George Washington.
You got that right? We'll alternate here. All right.
Well, that's the reason, though. You do. That's why we have President's Day, to honor George Washington.
Well,
and now it's
we
turned into
honor
all the presidents.
Well, sure, because we're so democratic and egalitarian. And we used to have Washington's birthday, which actually was February 22nd, and Lincoln's birthday, February 12th. We used to celebrate those separately. I don't think we necessarily got them off from school or work because we were less wussy in those days. Now everybody's off. You know, there's like a holiday every couple of weeks in this America. We just had Super Bowl Monday off.
In wintertime, there's President's Day, and then there's Teachers Institute Day, and then we had the polar vortex. So, it's nice.
2 days off for that.
No,
you know, in
3
my
days
day,
off for that.
In my day,
yes,
we didn't have the wussy wind chill, okay, which magnified and inflated the cold when it was 15 below. In my day, we walked to school because it's only 15 below, not with the wind chill of 170.
Well, you chose the best week to fill in because Andrew McCabe, second in line for the FBI, went on 60 Minutes. We'll have that about the truth behind wearing the wire. We have the president's emergency declaration on the border.
Sure.
But and of course, my God, that horrific shooting.
Spring training, pitchers and catchers.
The horrific shooting in Aurora where 5 blessed souls lost their lives. How it could have been prevented. But we're going to start with Jussie Smollett because,
yay,
like many Chicagoans, I'm obsessed with this case.
Me too.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love it.
So, all right.
Can I make a confession, though?
Sure.
Not until Mike Scott read his name on the air during the newscast did I realize that it's the second syllable that is accented on Jussie Smollett, because I get all my news from Twitter, and I've read countless and tweeted endlessly about this myself. But Twitter's the place to get your news, because if you read like the Chicago TV reporters and that CWB, which
CWB is great. Do you know those are 5 guys that will always remain anonymous? Because I reached out to them. They do not want to be known.
I thought
that they've got great sources.
I thought that they were the network that gave us Dawson's Creek and knocked the Cubs off Channel 9. So and then I'm wondering, do the reporters, like for Channel 7 and Channel 32, who were covering this pretty well, do they read CWB?
No, they don't.
Okay.
So here's the big news. We knew on Friday.
But I didn't know how to pronounce the guy's name.
We know late last week that they had taken those. We had known late last week that they had taken the 2 Nigerian brothers in for questioning, and we knew that they had to have them released or charged by about 10 o'clock Friday night. Well, they decided to release them, but for 48 hours, these 2 brothers, Ola and Abel, did not come clean. And then finally, when they had the papers in front of them, Kim Fox signed off saying, you're going to be charged with aggravated battery and a hate crime, and you're going to go to jail for decades. That is when they came out and they told the truth.
Kim Fox is tough on criminals? News bulletin.
Well, they came clean. They came clean. They had their attorney with them, Gloria Schmidt. She was with them the entire 48 hours.
To all red?
Did Jussie Smollett set this up?
You know, there's still a lot of moving parts to this. So I am here for my clients, and I had a job to do specifically for them. So I'm not part of Jussie's defense.
That's attorney speak for yes.
Yeah, and our sources have confirmed that the brothers, Ola and Abel, don't forget their names, and I'm not pronouncing their last name. Jussie paid them $3,500, and with a promise of $500 later on down the road.
Cheap.
They know each other because they work out together at the same gym. They're his trainers because he's supposedly going to be making a music video soon, so he wanted to get in shape. They practice this.
Not too well, apparently.
Well, Abel's the one. He bought the rope, by the way. It was a clothesline, not a noose, at the Crafty Beaver on Lawrence.
Nice.
And he
Hardware
held
store.
the noose around his neck while he poured bleach on him. His brother had on a red hat that he got at an Uptown beauty supply store. It didn't say MAGA on it,
Of course,
but it
because you
was
can't
red.
find a MAGA hat in Chicago, and you can't find Trumpians in Chicago.
Exactly. So they had the, and he's the one who, so he held the noose around his neck and poured some bleach on him. And the guy in the red hat, Ola, was yelling the racial slurs.
See, I'd want my money back if I were Jussie Smollett.
No, they went out of town. They went to Nigeria for 2 weeks, but that wasn't enough time for this to blow this over.
Dan is in Nigeria right now, playing in the Nigerian Open. That's what I heard. The Lagos Open.
But Jussie Smollett was defiant. I mean, why would he go on Good Morning America? And the bigger question is...
In order to lie?
Well,
Yes.
to perpetuate this lie. And he's cold, he's calculated. I know some people were saying
He's a sociopath.
He's a sociopath or mentally ill.
Who the would make something like this up or add something to it or whatever it may be? I can't even. I'm an advocate.
Oh, he's an advocate. But just remember
And I'm the King of England.
What he said.
On President's Day.
I mean, the great detail that he gave, and how he suffered, Bruce. Oh.
As I was crossing the intersection, I heard Empire. And I don't answer to Empire. My name ain't Empire.
Okay, can you try?
And I didn't answer. I kept walking, and then I heard Empire. So I turned around and I said, did you just say to me? And I see the attacker masked. And he said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face. So I punched his back.
Yeah, right.
And then we started tussling, and it was very
those
icy.
2 dudes.
And we ended up tussling by the stairs.
Tussling?
Do you want to tussle, Bruce?
Fighting. There was a second person involved who was kicking me in my back.
Oh, yeah,
And,
right. I can't hear him lie
Cujos, as
anymore.
Michael Jordan would say, and happy 56th birthday belatedly to Michael Jordan. Cujos, as MJ would say, to Robin Roberts for the scrutiny that she applied to Jussie Smollett in this interview. You know how they're distinguishing what the media apologists and what they're doing right now?
Right.
They're saying, well, that was just a celebrity interview. That's not a news interview.
Oh,
So
really?
they should have like a chyron on all these interviews. This is just a celebrity interview. We're not really interested in getting the facts.
Well, here's the deal. Smollett and his team, they're doubling down on this story. They released a statement yesterday. Are you ready for this? As a victim of a hate crime who has cooperated with the police investigation, Jussie Smollett is angered and devastated by this recent report that the perpetrators are individuals he's familiar with. He's now been further victimized.
Yes, I agree.
By claims attributed to these alleged perpetrators that Jussie played a role in his own attack. Nothing is further from the truth, and anyone claiming otherwise is lying.
A couple of
So
things
these
here.
are the two attorneys, and it's not on this. It is not Mike Monaco that
Mike
released
Monaco.
this statement.
Yeah,
It is
he's
not.
got Victor Henderson, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was the attorney for the Jackie Robinson West team. I'm not. I have to Google.
Well, why
that.
don't you Google that then?
No, but
there?
here's the thing. We have the bleach, we have the rope, we have the subway. We do, but it still could be Colonel Mustard and Professor Plum. So it's
the
not
question
necessarily
is,
those
when
two
will
guys.
Jussie Smollett be arrested, and why are they waiting for him to come in with his attorney? They
Today.
should go out there and get him.
They're meeting today. That's the latest I heard. The bright one.
Well, and
AKA
should his
that sometimes
character
has
be
that.
written off the show immediately? And when will the politicians come forward and denounce his actions? Should he go to prison for this stunt? Should he have to pay for the resources
So many
wasted?
questions.
We had 20 detectives working on this case, Bruce. If I get killed today on the streets of Chicago, I'll be lucky to have one, maybe
Chicago
two.
has a shortage of detectives. That's a big problem in the neighborhoods. as I like to call them.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA, then a quick question. Can
I call in?
Yes,
'Cause
you
I got
can
a
call
lot of
in.
things to say.
Well, we're going to hear from you up next.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Attention maintenance coordinators. Fans are a vital part of your business's building or factory. You've got to keep the air moving. But when they break down or need service, who can you call? Vans Industrial repair all types of fans, from small wall fans to large air movers.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. Fan repair is one of many services that Vans offers. If you have a fan with a damaged shaft, bearing, impeller, or housing, we can help. And if you need a new fan, we handle all major brands and can provide engineering assistance to properly size your new fan. Our crews can respond to your emergencies or routine maintenance and will have your fan back up and running fast. And when we're done repairing your fan, we can also dynamically balance it so it runs smooth for years to come.
Vans uses only the best and safest union-trained mechanics, insured at the highest level, to perform the job right. Call 833-VANS-IND to get your fan repaired today. That's 833-VANS-IND. Or on the web at vansindustrial.com.
Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. And if you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and I can tell you this, they are 100% real. Amy has spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature, and he showed her the emails and played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code Chicago. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Chicago for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-600-9519. That's 1-800-600-9519. 1-800-600-9519.
If you've considered a MyPillow but procrastinated, the MyPillow 4-pack offer is still available. That's 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, plus free shipping. All for the price of 1 premium MyPillow. They're amazing pillows, so don't procrastinate. You'll sleep better. You'll feel better. They're washable, dryable, and have a money-back offer. And you can still get 30% off everything else, including the MyPillow mattress topper. Your mattress will feel brand new and improved for a lot less than a new mattress. Or get those great pet beds that my dog Bunky loves. Just use the promo code Amy for the MyPillow 4-pack offer with free shipping and the 30% discount on mattress toppers, pet beds, and even the Giza cotton sheets. Visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And don't forget to use the promo code Amy. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
AM 560, The Answer.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Crime or a hate crime or a hoax. That's what we're talking about, Jussie Smollett. And I want you to listen to this real quickly. Cory Booker last Thursday took to the Senate floor to talk about this because, you know, he's down with the struggle.
Weeks ago, an actor and activist was brutally attacked in Chicago. 2 men yelling racial and homophobic epithets.
Yeah, and he tried to walk that back a little last night.
Well, the information's still coming out. I'm going to withhold until all the information actually comes out from on-the-record sources. I'm following this in the news as you are, and we'll see what happens.
But yesterday, this civil rights leader in Los Angeles, his name is Najee Ali. He's one of the first people to come out and support Jussie Smollett. He held a news conference yesterday demanding that Smollett get arrested.
We have many members of the black community and the LGBT community who have been the victims of racism and hate crimes. So for Smollett to say that he was a victim of racism and hate crime, and we believe that is a lie, certainly is an injustice to those true victims of racism and hate crimes.
Funny you should mention the LGBT
Q.
WERTYUIOP.
Yeah, get to it. What?
Sure. Angle on that. Because, you know, there's this legislation that was going through.
Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's go to the phone lines real quick. Steve,
Good morning.
Steve,
How you doing?
I hear legislation, my eyes roll over. Let's
think
get
they
to
just
the
ended my
listeners.
filibuster.
I did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I believe that if we prove that he is guilty of lying, then he should be charged with reverse hate crime, and he also should be the winner of the Fake News Award for the year. Also.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, if you know that he could get like 3 years for this. Do you know who's handling his damage control, crisis management? Ann Kavanaugh.
Oh, Ann Kavanaugh.
Who I worked with
Yeah.
at Fox, and I've known her for 32 years. She handled Jason Van Dyke.
Right.
And he could have gotten 90 years. He only got 6 years. So I'm thinking Jussie.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking Jussie won't get 3 years. At most, the judge is going to sentence him to a year of reading The Federalist.
He might.
That's all.
He might need a few crisis managers. Philip, you're in Blue Island. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning. You all are having such a great time. But over the weekend, I think that Trump himself, I'm getting somewhere. He's claiming that there's some type of national emergency on the southern border. So now he's going to write some legislation or whatever, try to claim some money from the governments or from the military and so forth and so on. And you all are just so falling over backwards to do everything Trump says. But this guy has to be somewhat mentally ill. Yes, he should.
Yeah, he's a sociopath.
No, he's an elitist. No. He wasn't getting enough attention as a gay black man, and he wanted more, so he sent letters to himself. This began January 22nd, and police are investigating this when he got a threat letter.
You think he sent the threatening letter to himself?
God, no, he had the brothers do it, and then they put sugar in there, but they thought it was anthrax, so they cleared the area.
Well, I love Ann Coulter's claim that the only national emergency is that there's an idiot in the White House.
Well, Philip, you know so much about the
Philip,
president's...
we are going to talk about the declaration of a national
Philip,
emergency.
it's President's Day. You're so smart. Who was the 8th president of the United States? Who was
Bruce.
it? Philip?
Bruce.
8th president?
Yeah. Don't Google it.
Waring.
Well, that's a hybrid.
Warren.
Yeah, Earl Warren. You're right. Thank
Good
you.
job,
No.
Phil.
Martin Van Buren.
We're going to be staying on this subject
The
for
president?
a long time. No, we'll be covering it all, but first we got to
Can we
take
go
a break.
through Gallagher, too, and do it?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's take a break and check in with Mike Scott. Good morning, Mike.
Ann and Bruce, good morning. And Bruce, Victor Henderson was the attorney.
All right.
For Jackie Robinson West.
Sure. Did they ever get their title back?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's still pending. 22 degrees outside. We've had plenty of snow showers out there, and that has slicked up the roads. Kevin Henry along in for Jim Telemonte in a moment, and he'll bring us up to date on the impact on your morning commute. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe believes he was fired because he opened 2 investigations of President Trump. In an interview last night on CBS's 60 Minutes, McCabe said he opened 2 investigations into the president when he became acting FBI director after the president fired James Comey. In reaction, Senator Chris Coons says McCabe's comments that the Justice Department raised a plan to potentially remove the president from office are not, in his words, a deep state conspiracy.
I suspect that once this is fully discussed, it'll be clear that this was a brief or passing conversation that's been taken out of context, but it does deserve scrutiny.
Senator Lindsey Graham agrees, pledging to fully investigate McCabe's comments.
We will have a hearing about who's telling the truth, what actually happened.
On CBS's Face the Nation, Graham went on to explain that he will spearhead that investigation. White House senior advisor Stephen Miller standing up for the president's decision to declare a national emergency.
Congress in 1976 passed the National Emergencies Act and gave the president the authority, as a result of that, to invoke a national emergency in many different circumstances, but among them for the use of military construction.
On Fox News Sunday, one person is dead after an armed robbery turned into a shootout in downtown New Orleans. The officers returned to fire, killing that suspect. 5 bystanders were shot. Teachers in Oakland, California, is set to go on strike on Thursday, while teachers at 4 Chicago charter schools are ending their strike following 9 days on the picket lines. No one is in custody after an off-duty Amtrak officer was shot at in Chicago's West Loop. It happened overnight near Washington and Jefferson. Another major stumble for the new governor, J.B. Pritzker, has been forced to appoint a state lawmaker as director of the state's Veterans Affairs Department after his first choice, Army Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Martinez, was forced to step down. Blackhawks and Senators on the docket tonight. Cubs and White Sox with full squad workouts in spring training. College hoops, Loyola lost to Missouri State. 5:34, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher doesn't understand where the Democrats are coming from.
This group of angry, scowling Democrats who wouldn't even clap when the president recited the historic low unemployment for Black and Hispanic Americans. They didn't clap for that. Why not? How could you not clap for that?
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained technicians or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 5 years or it isn't. It's absolute confidence in 30,000 precision parts or it isn't. The Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event, now through February 28th, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Come in today and we'll help cover your first month's payment. Offer available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. There are those who settle for nothing less. For them, the choice is simple. It's either up to Mercedes-Benz standards or it isn't. It's flawlessly maintained or it isn't. It's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned or it isn't.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on credit towards your first month's payment and certified pre-owned warranties.
Trans ideology is in our schools, government,
churches, even our homes.
We need to start taking some action in stopping this total madness.
Join the Illinois Family Institute for our Trans Ideology Worldview Conference, Saturday, March 16th at Stone Church in Orland Park, with Dr. Michelle Curtella, authors Denise Schick and Douglas Wilson, and Walt Heyer, a former transgender, with encouragement for others.
Let me help you realize who you are.
The Illinois Family Institute Worldview Conference, biblical training for today's culture, 10 a.m. Saturday, March 16th at Stone Church in Orland Park. $20 per person, $50 per family. To attend, call 708-781-9328. 708-781-9328 or visit illinoisfamily.org.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
537, a check on the roads in the AM 560 traffic center. In for Jim, here's Kevin Henry.
Full closure in Naperville, the southbound lanes of 59 between 111th and Champion Drive. That's for investigation of an earlier accident. Some heavy delays building on the westbound Jane Addams between 59 and the Fox River, eastbound between Bussey and the Tri-State. A lot of it is because of snow that's on the roadway. Starting to see some delays building on the inbound Kennedy, coming off the 190 extension, clearing up just about after Cumberland. Still going to be only about 22 minutes from O'Hare to downtown, and those express lanes are wide open. Inbound Stevenson is starting to slow Pulaski to Kedzie. The inbound Ryan between Roosevelt and downtown. And inbound on I-57 slow from 111th. Inbound Ford from King Drive. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. A couple of morning snow showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and cold, a high of 28, currently 22. Next news coming up at 6, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay.
And I inhale. I did inhale.
On AM 560.
I think that it gives a lot of people joy, and we need more joy.
Is that Kamala Harris?
Yeah, she wants to be your next president.
You know,
and she likes to smoke the doobie.
In an era in which reporters try to boost Kamala Harris's campaign by encouraging her to do a cutesy thing like trying on a sequin jacket, I guess we must congratulate local TV reporters who did the job the right way in the Smollett story. It's defining excellence down.
312-642. Oh, that was a tweet of yours?
Got a little traction.
312-642-5600 is at turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment.
I got a question. I hear somebody very close to me was pretty close to these brothers.
Well, they live right by me. I mean, they went to Lakeview High School. They played football there. So literally, I walk past their house all the time, walking bunkie, or their apartment complex. So I went Saturday to knock on the door. I went actually Sunday yesterday, too. I knew Saturday they were home. First time I went to the house, they have 2 dogs. Well, I know where they live. And the door was busted in from Wednesday's raid, as piecemealed together. But you could hear the dogs barking in the background. And when the dog came to the door, and then
what
later,
kind of dog?
It was a big dog. It sounded like a German Shepherdish,
okay.
and then they had a little tiny one of those purse dogs.
Is there a reason?
And then the second time I went, they didn't answer the door, but there was screaming and yelling going on, like you could not believe. It was a first floor apartment. Walk up, so there's no gate, and you can hear people talking behind the walls.
I told you to hide the bleach. I told you not to leave the bottle there. What do you go to the Crafty Beaver for? And pay cash next time. Oh, come on, man. And next time, why can we at least get the attack on the surveillance camera so that we get our audition tape? Come on, man.
There's more to this, though.
Come on, man.
I think they did this alleged attack somewhere else and then pretended they were on the street. I don't know.
Wait, I have to do it again in a Nigerian accent. I forgot.
2, yeah. Oh, don't.
Come on, man.
Don't go there. Jussie Smollett, all about the truth, though.
I think that what people need to hear is just the truth.
Oh, well, you should start telling the truth.
There is no doubt in your mind what motivated this attack.
I could only go off of their words. I mean, who says, Empire, this MAGA country, ties a noose around your neck and pours bleach on you.
Great acting job, Jussie. Way to go. You
very
might win an
good.
Emmy.
Look.
He was believable because when I watched that interview, I thought, maybe I'm wrong with my instincts, but my intuition is never wrong.
Well, here's the thing. I have actually been on national television for 30 seconds. I was on a Dateline NBC report once on the Sean Gale's pregnant girlfriend's murder.
Yeah.
I was on Dateline NBC for 30 seconds, and I can't tell you how nervous I was about that. This guy,
22 minutes.
I mean,
he sat there and lied to her for 20
that's
minutes.
Really, really good to do that. Now, Robin Roberts, of course, is a skank. Because she didn't scrutinize him. She didn't ask any questions.
She did ask questions.
No, not really. As a matter of fact, they're trying to justify it now by saying that was a celebrity interview. That wasn't a real news interview.
So they're admitting that they treat celebrities different.
Well, she didn't. I mean,
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Let's go to Dawn, who joins us from beautiful Arlington Heights. Good morning, Dawn.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, what's
up?
up?
I can't believe that he had approximately 20 detectives on his case. I can't even get one. I had order of protection, and then I went on to exclusive possession of the property. And I have a video of the ex on the property for almost an hour. And the Arlington Heights police talked with the state's attorney. I can't get one detective on it. We do go to court at the end of the month, and he's going to get a local ordinance criminal trespass, but that's it.
All right. Well, that's all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I had an order of protection.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, Dawn.
And all of you, please call in with your personal stories regarding lack of detective help when everything is being deployed for some.
She's in Arlington Heights. We're talking about Chicago.
It's all the same
we wish
to the
her well,
national
anyway.
media. Arlington Heights, Chicago, Harvey. It's all the same.
Mike joins us from the South Side. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I am 100% positive that Kim Fox is a windsock who only looks out for Kim Fox, and there's no way she's going to charge anyone in this unless there's enough blustering from Jussie Smollett's contemporaries.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we do have some, the LGBTQ people are now upset, so she may have to do this. And by the way, is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she favors windsock power, doesn't she? I think so. Thanks,
you,
Ryan.
Thanks,
Yes.
Mike, for the phone call. Let's go to our good friend, Candace, formerly of DuPage. She now lives in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning, Bruce and Amy. Okay, I saw pictures on Twitter of this guy with every DNC up-to-date current, politico.
Oh, with President Obama, I saw those pictures.
Well, I mean, Kamala Harris and Maxine. So this guy's very active in the DNC thing. So in my opinion, this was coordinated just like, and Amy, I have to say, I love you, but you do sometimes have some bad judgment. Like Charlottesville to me was a planned hit on the president. I'm sorry. I believe there's no way.
Anyway, let's stick to this case.
Anyway, so what I'm saying is this too, in my opinion, was a planned hit.
On whom?
And the fact that there's 20 cops, it just shows something is political about this.
Wait a minute, I don't understand. What are you driving at,
He made it a
Candace?
gay issue, he made it a race issue, and he made it a political issue when he threw in the MAGA.
DNC are involved, and so they have to save face, you see? And so, no, he's not going to jail, in my opinion. And also, I bet you anything, his lawyer is like a Perkins Coie, like somebody. You know what I mean? That he
Here's a good point.
Own.
Candace, there is this possibility. I mean, some people have brought this up. There's this legislation that was going to protect black people, but the lesbian gay community wanted to be attached to the whole thing. And Jussie is the guy who...
Because of him,
he's the guy who brought it forward, and now it's going through no matter what. So even though, it was a hoax, his was a hoax. I forgot what the legislation is exactly, but it's,
Yeah, and did Robin Robinson talk about that?
Robin Roberts. Don't confuse Robin Robinson with Robin Roberts.
Thanks, Candace, for the phone call.
Thank you.
And also, the people, the creators of Empire, they need to save face. They have to write him off the show immediately. They cannot keep him on as a cast member. If this is, to me, this is an open and shut case because those two Nigerian brothers sang like canaries in the last hour before they were going to face aggravated battery and hate crime charges.
There's one possibility.
Yes.
Is it possible? I know it's a remote possibility.
No, just say it.
That these guys attacked him but that he didn't realize that those were the guys.
Have you seen these two men? These are manly men. These guys could probably bench 300 pounds. I mean, these guys are ripped.
Yes.
They have an 8-pack, not a 6-pack.
But they were wearing coats. It was 4 below zero.
They touched him like that, his head would fall off. I mean, I'm not kidding you. These guys are huge. If they really hit him.
And they didn't even take a Subway sandwich from him.
Right, because after the attack, he walked in.
He punched him back.
After the attack, he walked in with his tuna Subway sandwich in his right hand, and it's on surveillance video. He said hi to the guard at the front, walked into the elevator.
Let me ask you this. How do you punch back somebody if you got your tuna sandwich in one hand
got
and your
into
cell
a
phone in
tiff.
your other hand?
What did he say?
You
They
have
got
a
into
third arm?
They got into a tiff. They got into a little scuffle.
Kerfuffle?
312-642. 5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Let's go to Steve, who joins us from Niles. Good morning, Steve.
This is Clouseau. As a preponderance of the evidence, we find the man is a liar. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Inspector Clouseau. Yes.
Wow. Candace brought up politicians, Maxine Waters. I mean, they all ran to try, like they were falling over themselves to see who could tweet first condolences and positive thoughts for Jussie Smollett. Maxine Waters took it a little step further.
I know Jussie. I love him. Family is a friend of mine. I know his sisters. I met his mom. And I called already to Jazz, one of the sisters, to talk to her about what's happening, what's going on. So she said he's okay. He's out of the hospital. And, we didn't talk about it much more than that. But I was on my way to Chicago to see about him. You know what I'm saying? I love
She
him.
never made it here.
He's a fantastic human being.
He's fantastic.
He's so giving.
Oh,
he shows up at all the community events. You know, he does a lot working with the community. But he comes from that kind of family. And so I'm pleased that he's doing okay. But we have to understand,
of course,
this is happening for a reason. Why all of a sudden do we have people unable to study while black, unable to mow a lawn while black, unable to have a picnic while black, and being attacked?
They can't multitask?
It's coming
I don't
from
know.
the President of the United States.
There you go.
Well, you know Ellen Page. Remember Ellen Page?
Yeah.
So she blamed Mike Pence for all this. But I'll always be grateful to Ellen Page because she played Juno. Do you remember the movie Juno?
I remember Juno.
Which basically is the best pro-life movie I've ever seen, if there's even a genre of that. And she's going to pave the way for Amy Coney Barrett. So it's okay that she blamed Mike Pence for what happened to Jussie Smollett.
Wow.
I'm okay.
That just
I'm okay.
went. I have no idea.
Got to take the good with the bad. That's what I'm saying.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, I'm attorney Stephen Leahy, and I help business owners, 1099 employees, and those with unfiled tax returns solve their IRS problems. And I'm also the host of the IRS Radio Hour.
And I'm Jim Leahy, the co-host of the IRS Radio Hour, heard right here every Sunday evening at 5 on AM 560.
The Answer. I know you want a local attorney you can look in the eye and hold accountable for solving your IRS problem, not some big box outfit without a Chicago connection. So today we have a special offer. A good night's sleep.
A good night's sleep? Are you trying to give away a pillow?
Great guess, Jim. But no, I want to help people solve the problems that are keeping them up at night. If you fear the IRS will take away your money, freeze your bank account, garnish your wages, visit your home or job, and now they can take away your passport, you need to hire me to solve your IRS problem for good.
Call attorney Stephen Leahy, your Chicago IRS answer man at 312-664-6649, 312-664-6649, and get the IRS out of your business and your life for good.
Another year and you still haven't done anything about your company's network and computer system. Will your employees struggle to get by on a dated system with no IT personnel to fix it quickly? Or maybe you're thinking everything's running perfectly and it'll be fine. Until it isn't. Whether you've experienced technical trouble or not, when you do, it costs your company money. And it doesn't have to. Don't wait for a crisis. Make 2019 the year you're prepared for anything technology throws at you with Turnkey IT. Turnkey IT helps set you up for success and gets in front of the many technical issues that can overwhelm a business. They specialize in the preventative steps to keep you going. Have Turnkey do a complimentary network audit of your systems, even if you have a current IT company, so you know exactly where you stand in the ever-evolving technology world. A second opinion never hurts. And for a limited time, get free lunch for the decision makers of your company, courtesy of Turnkey.
Leave the technical stuff to the pros, so you can focus on the important things. Visit turnkey.pro today. Turnkey.pro.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained technicians, or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 5 years, or it isn't. It's absolute confidence in 30,000 precision parts, or it isn't. The Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales Event, now through February 28th, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Come in today and we'll help cover your first month's payment. Offer available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. There are those who settle for nothing less. For them, the choice is simple. It's either up to Mercedes-Benz standards, or it isn't. It's flawlessly maintained, or it isn't. It's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned, or it isn't.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on credit towards your first month's payment and certified pre-owned warranties.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results may vary. See website for details.
But hey, I'm buying a huge flat screen TV so I can finally see it without my glasses.
Why not just get LASIK at the LASIK Vision Institute? That's what I'm doing.
My glasses and contacts are a pain. I'd love to finally get rid of these, but who can afford LASIK?
You can. Because the LASIK Vision Institute is offering dramatically low prices, as low as $220 per eye with an absolutely free consultation. Text START to 350350. The LASIK Vision Institute has already performed over 1 million procedures. They use advanced FDA-approved LASIK technology that helps the majority of patients achieve 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Better vision, better value. The LASIK Vision Institute. Make this the year you finally get LASIK for as low as $220 per eye. Text START to 350350. You'll see for free if LASIK is right for you. That's START to 350350.
Let's face it, everyone loves to shop. From my experience of meeting a famous politician in the Hermes store in Paris,
to my unforgettable experience test driving my first 600 horsepower car, in which I said, "I'll take it," before it even hit 60 miles an hour.
we are pretty sure everyone has at least one unforgettable shopping experience. Hello, we are Carrie and
Ken,
founders of Income Store. Have you ever considered shopping for your next income? And we don't mean your next job. Did you know that you can walk into Income Store's website through a door on the left or a door on the right?
if you're just starting out or you simply have more time than money, you're going to enter our website on the left. If you've got more money than time, then definitely the right door is for you.
If you're looking to increase revenue in your home or business and would like to create a brand new, greatest shopping memory, all you have to do is change where you shop. Check out one of the two doors at incomestore.com.
That's incomestore.com.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k, IRA, or investment account? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Experts warn of a stock market crash any day now, and you could lose 50% or more of your hard-earned savings again. But you don't have to lose a penny. There's a better, safer way to save for retirement, and you can learn about it in a free report. This method continues to grow your money even when the market tumbles. To get this free report, go to bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Ditka. On the field, they called me Iron Mike. But some days, even Iron Mike can feel a little rusty. So I turned to Blue Emu. Blue Emu's non-greasy, deep-penetrating formula gets down deep for big-time comfort. And more importantly, it doesn't leave me smelling like a locker room. Now, if you excuse me, I have some yelling to do. You hit like old men. Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink.
AM 560, The Answer.
This is the music to Empire, right?
No.
Oh.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Was it a hate crime or a hoax? With the Jussie Smollett case, again, to reset the table, he apparently paid two Nigerian brothers who live in Lakeview, went to Lakeview High School, $3,500 to stage the attack, promising to pay them another $500 down the road because I guess he didn't have all of the money. The brothers went and bought a clothesline from the Crafty Beaver store in Lawrence, They practiced. They
Wait, was
rehearsed this one
plus
time
was
before
this
they.
$3,500 plus expenses. Like how much does it cost?
$3,500.
Well, the rope at a Crafty Beaver. I mean, you
It's
go to a
about
home.
$399.
But it's a markup of at least 40%.
Anyway, so apparently they rehearsed this. One of the brothers put the noose around his neck and sprayed a little bit of bleach on his side, while the other person had a red hat that they got from a beauty shop in Uptown, on Broadway there near Lawrence.
Sure, I've been there many times. I have my
Didn't say
nails
MAG
done
on
there.
it,
Yeah.
but he's the one who yelled the racial slurs. So apparently he was on the phone with his manager, so his manager could hear the people yelling the racial
So
slurs.
they could corroborate that with the
Exactly.
manager. So the manager's part of it, too.
No, because the manager just picked up the phone.
Oh, I see.
But here's the problem. We don't have the surveillance video because I do not believe the attack happened where they said the attack happened. If they did, we would have surveillance video.
Well, no, there's a 60-second window where
He's on
they're
camera and he's
off
back
camera. Like I said, I had hoped.
But do you know how this all came down? Do you know why they were nabbed? Because of Uber. Because there was one ride from that area that night at that time, and it was they tracked the Uber ride to their address in Wrigleyville.
Oh my God, these guys
Uber.
did not
should
plan
he
this
take
out.
a taxi or have your buddy pick you up? I'm glad criminals are stupid. Let's go to Greg, who joins us from Jefferson Park. Good morning, Greg.
Hey, good morning, Amy. Nice to hear you again, Bruce.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what I think we ought to do with these guys? You know how we could take care of these Nigerian guys? We need to have a pay-per-view cage match so Jussie Smollett could show us what a tough guy he is with respect to, taking care of these two guys when they were, taking care of him. It could be $5 a person. I'm sure we could get a few million people to do it, and half the money can go to the winner.
Hey, I fell for the Tiger and Phil match for 1999. I'd fall for this one, too.
Hey, Greg, when did you know that this was not what it seemed to be?
You know what? The first time I heard it, when I saw the pictures of the guy, and I knew it was like the wind chill was like 20 below zero. I'm like, who the hell's going to stand out in 20 below zero weather?
Doesn't bleach freeze at like 19 below?
No, it's not that. I knew that because of the weather. You do not commit crimes when it's minus 23 wind chill.
It's against
and
the
also,
law.
too, the MAGA comment. I'm like, no, the MAGA comment is what ruined it.
Yeah,
and
right.
remember, the first time police interviewed him, he never brought it up. It was during the second interview that he said, "Oh yeah, and by the way,
Well, they didn't ask him
they
about
said they said this is MAGA country."
Yeah, and didn't he tell it to TMZ first before?
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Right, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, this is a publicity.
Well, it's a developing story, literally.
But who tanked their career faster, Kathy Griffin or Jussie
Did you
Smollett?
see the tweet? I forgot whose tweet it was. Kathy Griffin says, nobody can tank her career faster than I can. And Jussie Smollett says, hold my bleach.
Well, he should have to pay
Hold
back.
my bleach.
He should pay back all of the overtime. He should pay back all of their 20 detective salary, their salaries.
Where's
for
he going to
this.
make the dough? He doesn't have a career anymore.
And he should
they
check
should allow
himself
him to be an actor.
He should
again.
check himself.
Let him host the Academy Awards.
You want? Oh yeah, the Oscars. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, could it have been prevented? That horrific shooting at a warehouse in Aurora. We'll get to that. And later, Congressman Adam Kinzinger is on his way to the border. We'll tell you why. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Snow ending for now in western and northern Illinois. Quite some snow totals over the weekend. Congressman Danny Davis is endorsing Willie Wilson in the mayor's race. An off-duty Amtrak police officer shot in the West Loop on his way to work. A vigil held to remember victims of the Aurora shooting. Man injured in a Southside hit and run. Governor Pritzker's budget has more needs than available tax dollars. Blackhawks host the Senators tonight. WIND Chicago News Time is 6 o'clock.
Now, the president's supporters call it a coup attempt. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. It didn't come to that, but the former deputy FBI director says there was serious talk about taping the president and maybe trying to have him removed from office over concerns about his being influenced by the Russian government. Live in Washington this morning, Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Chris, in the aftermath of James Comey's firing as head of the FBI, there were serious discussions about using the 25th Amendment to try to remove President Trump from office. Former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe told CBS 60 Minutes that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein brought up the idea.
The Deputy Attorney General was definitely very concerned about the president, about his capacity, and about his intent at that point in time.
McCabe also said Rosenstein was serious when he offered to wear a wire to secretly record the president. Rosenstein has denied McCabe's claims. Chris?
Rachel, protests are planned in 46 states this President's Day against President Trump's decision to declare a national emergency to pay for a southern border wall. White House advisor Stephen Miller tells Fox News Sunday the president would veto any congressional resolution against that emergency declaration.
I guarantee you this.
Well, the president will have to make a decision where to get
Trump
money.
Has said
Let's
he's
just say
invoking
for a
the
moment
National
that he took
Emergency
some...
Military Construction Authority to build a security perimeter in Iraq or Afghanistan or around a military installation in Syria, there would not have been one word of objection from Congress. This is defending our own country.
Some other Republicans, though, say the president is overreaching here. There's no public comment from Chicago police or representatives from the actor Jussie Smollett about the investigation into the reported attack on him. Police, though, said the investigation has shifted after detectives questioned two brothers about the attack and released them without charges. The spokesman for the actor says there are no updates as of now. This is Fox News.
.22 degrees at 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. A winter weather advisory is now in effect until 9 a.m. Lake effect snow for Lake County. Additional snow accumulations of up to 1 inch or snow with some moderate to heavy rates through the morning until 9 a.m. If the snow hasn't stopped falling on the northern half of the state, it soon will, but the next break will not last long. Forecasters are calling for another major round of snow tomorrow night into Wednesday. Teachers at 4 Chicago charter schools are ending their strike following 9 days on the picket lines. Chicago Teachers Union said teachers and paraprofessionals have reached a tentative agreement with the Chicago International Charter School Network. The agreement protects counselors and social workers. Congressman Danny Davis is supporting Willie Wilson in the Chicago mayor's race. Davis endorsing the businessman yesterday. No one is in custody after an off-duty Amtrak police officer was shot in Chicago's West Loop. Police say the man was driving last night when someone in a dark-colored SUV fired at his vehicle near Washington and Jefferson. That incident remains under investigation. Family, friends, and community members are remembering victims of Friday's shooting at a manufacturing plant in Aurora.
Now is a time to heal. Now is a time to forgive. Now is a time to move together as a stronger community.
About 1,700 gathered yesterday for a vigil outside the Henry Pratt Company. Suspected gunman Gary Martin was shot and killed by police. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is going to have to disappoint some people when he delivers his first budget address this week. The new governor is not going to have enough money to pay for all of the state's programs and past due bills. Lawmakers and policy wonks in Springfield are trying to tamp down expectations. Pritzker will tout legalized marijuana and legalized sports betting as a way to get Illinois out of its financial mess, but financial gambles like that have not worked in states like Colorado, New Jersey, and Washington. Blackhawks host the Ottawa Senators later on tonight, trying to rebound from a loss to the Blue Jackets. Cubs and White Sox full squad workouts today. Fighting Illini ride a 4-game winning streak when they take on Wisconsin tonight in Madison. Illinois trying to halt a 14-game losing skid to the basketball Badgers, dating back to February of 2010. The news, a service of La Quinta Inns and Suites. Want to recharge when you travel for business? Get a boost and stay at La Quinta by Wyndham. You can charge 5 devices in-room and recharge yourself with a pillow top mattress and a bright side breakfast. Book now at lq.com and win at business. 6:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity says this is not the same Democratic Party.
This is now a radical extreme party that wants to nationalize pretty much every aspect of our economy. This party is so out of touch. This is a new, radical, extreme Democratic Socialist Party.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
All money managers might seem the same, but while some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios, Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. So if you're in or nearing retirement, talk with us and find out why investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments. Clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
The most popular days to get engaged are Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's Day. And guys, finding the perfect wedding venue can be harder to figure out than the color and quality of the perfect diamond. With love in the air, Avante Banquets is here to help you plan the wedding of your dreams for the party of a lifetime at a price right for you. Avante Banquets is part of the family-owned Chicago Prime Restaurants, with a picturesque location opened just last year near Barrington, providing fine American dining and a timeless experience. Avante is an exceptional space for your wedding or corporate events and fundraisers for an intimate gathering or parties of 500 or more. The calendar is filling up, so secure your date today at AvanteBanquets.com. That's AVANTE Banquets.com. With wedding packages starting at just $39 a person. Experience exceptional hospitality with the Calcunos family at Avante Banquets, because classic never goes out of style. AvanteBanquets.com. AvanteBanquets.com.
Great news. There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save.
6:07 and a check on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center. In for Jim, here's Kevin Henry.
Crash investigation in Naperville still closing the southbound lanes of 59 between 111th and Champion Drive. Also, crews with an accident in Woodridge at International and Lamont. Over on the Tri-State headed northbound, have some delays between Everett and 120. A lot of it because of some snow on the roadway. Same with the Jane Addams eastbound 59 to the Tri-State and westbound from the Tri-State over to Roselle. On the Kennedy, that is, the inbound lanes are slowing from Harlem to Central, then Addison to California. Takes about 25 minutes from O'Hare to downtown. The express lanes save you about 3. Your outbound trip is slow between Bryn Mawr and Mannheim on the O'Hare extension. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Steve Williams.
Some morning snow this morning, otherwise clouds and cold today, high 28. Cloudy and cold tonight, low 16. Clouds tomorrow, high 30. Periods of snow, sleet, and freezing rain on Wednesday morning, the high Wednesday, 37. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
22 at O'Hare, 25 along the lakefront. Next news, 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by AM Woodland Outdoor Design, creating a landscape to be proud of. amwoodland.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good Monday morning. Happy President's Day. Bruce Wolf here, filling in for me as I fill in for Dan Proft, and you're going to be here for the entire week.
I like the order of succession, right?
Yes, yes.
Who's the designated survivor here? Mike Scott, I assume.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, I even hate to talk about it, but it has happened again. Another workplace shooting. 5 people killed at the Henry Pratt warehouse in Aurora. We'll go over it because we need to talk about it, because could it have been prevented? You have a man, 45-year-old Gary Martin, 15-year veteran of the company. He'd been called in for a disciplinary meeting.
I thought it was a termination meeting.
Well, he wasn't sure. He had a feeling he was going to get fired. That's what coworkers said. So he armed up, apparently sensing he was going to be terminated. He had an illegal handgun, a Smith & Wesson with a laser beam attached to it, and many rounds of ammo. And as soon as they told him he was fired, he began shooting at the people in the room.
It was within those first 5 minutes that everyone was struck by gunfire.
We'll get into the victims and who they were because it's just heartbreaking.
You do have the reason that it was an illegal gun. He had a prior felony. This is another one that just falls through the cracks of our bureaucratic system.
Well, Martin ran out of the office. He shot more people before hiding in the warehouse for about 90 minutes. He hid in the back corner, and this warehouse is huge, 29,000 square feet. This is a big place, and police ran toward the gunfire.
He was in a back machine shop at the very back corner of the building, farthest from the area that we made entry into the building. He was probably waiting for us to get to him there, is the way it appeared, and there were some shots exchanged. The officers.
And the officers fatally struck him, but not before he shot 5 police officers. So they tried to, after he shot the people in the meeting, then he shot a forklift operator. Then police were running in. He fired off shots while they were entering the building, Bruce, and then he ran and he hid for 90 minutes. It was just awful what had happened, but the question is, could it have been prevented? As we mentioned, there's a number of things here. Should there always be a police officer, an armed police officer in a room when you know somebody's going to be terminated?
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
you know how expensive that would be?
Or
why don't we just make sure that everybody has
a
warehouse? Everybody has a gun on them.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. Those police officers who ran in are heroic.
Thank you for your selfless act. Thank you for running towards gunfire and putting your lives in danger to protect those inside the business. My heart goes out to the victims and their families who simply went to work today like any other day. We offer our sincere condolences, and as the facts of this tragedy unfold, we will provide information and attempt to make sense of it.
So John Lott, our friend, pro-gun,
yes,
pro-Second Amendment guy, who studied all this, he tweeted out, of course, a picture of the front door of the place, which has one of those no firearms logos on it.
Yes. Gary Martin, 6 times. He had 6 arrests. One was a felony conviction in 1995 back in Mississippi for stabbing his then girlfriend. It was a domestic. And he was still able to get a FOID card. They finally, when they did a backup check, they discovered that, they took his FOID card away in 2014. But prior to that, he had purchased that Smith & Wesson at a local gun shop. I don't know the name of the gun store, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
So there's a couple of ways that this was bollocked.
How he got hired in the first place?
Well, but as far as the guns go, that, that he gets the FOID card, and then that they don't make sure that he doesn't have a weapon. And everybody wants the draconian solution, which is, let's ban the Second Amendment. Let's confiscate everyone's weapons. Because, the government, which screwed this up, is really going to do the job well when they take away all our guns.
Well, if they take away your FOID card, can't they send somebody from Illinois State Police to your house to make sure that you've also given up your gun? I mean, that just seems to make sense. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA. Then a quick comment. The CEO of this warehouse or of this company admits that they made a mistake. Listen closely.
I can say that if we have reason to believe somebody's going to be violent, we take precautions. I can only assume that we did not.
They did not.
Well, did you read the interview? I mean, this is heartbreaking. With the father of the union steward who was shot and killed. Basically, the union guy was the guy who went to bat for this Martin guy. Went to bat for him.
Was he the human resources director?
No, the union steward. And so they interviewed the father of the union steward, and the father was saying, "Oh yeah, this Martin was a good guy. He was misunderstood and everything." His own son was killed and he's talking about, "Oh yeah, he was misunderstood," and I mean, it's almost like no good deed goes unpunished.
Among the dead, Clayton Parks of Elgin, Illinois, 32 years old, father.
Yep.
Had an infant son.
Yep.
And a human resources manager. He's been there since 2018. Graduate of Northern Illinois University. Trevor Weiner of DeKalb, Illinois, 21 years old. Intern, first day on the job.
It's just devastating and senseless. Trevor always had a smile on his face, always an adorable young man, kind-hearted, always willing to give a hug when needed.
And that makes me so mad. He's young, he has a whole life ahead of him, and they put him in that position where they're firing somebody who's volatile, who's had disciplinary problems in the past, and they don't protect
Well,
him.
you know what the
they don't
answer
protect
is?
anybody in that room.
You know what the answer is, of course, is universal background checks between private owners. Of course, it isn't the answer, but it's always the solution that people come up with.
Vincent Juarez of Oswego, Illinois. Juarez, 55 years old, stockroom attendant, forklift operator. He'd been there for decades, married, 3 children, and 8 grandchildren.
I left and I called my dad. He wouldn't answer. I called my dad. I went to the emergency room asking them, do you guys have my dad? He's never going to come home. Never.
Also killed Russell Bayer. He was a mold operator, employee of
I think
Henry
he's the
Pratt
union
for
steward.
more than 20 years.
I think he's the union steward, if I'm not
Then you
mistaken.
have Josh Pinkert of Oswego, Illinois, native of Alabama. He was with the plant and joined them as a manager in 2018. He was also in the meeting room with the gunman. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Or also, too, what about firing people via email? If you know that they might go off and scream. Well, I've been in newsrooms where people have been fired, and it's not pretty. And it doesn't matter if it's a newsroom or a warehouse.
I've been
when
fired.
people get fired,
Yeah.
that's some scary times. You got to duck. I mean, honestly, I have nightmare stories from people who get fired who come out and flip over a desk or run around and scream. You know, I even saw a fist fight at WJBK in Detroit. And they ripped shirts. They came out with ripped shirts.
All I did was file a grievance and win all my money back from that damn fox. Excuse me.
Still bitter, are you?
Not really.
No.
I went on to get fired by Channel 5 after that and WLS Radio.
Well, did you have
Yes.
temper tantrums? Did you threaten violence?
I keyed a car.
Okay.
That's why I got fired, but I did it as a shtick.
Oh.
Because it was there, like Mount Everest was to Sir Edmund Hillary.
But there's, always is a question about firearms. Something obviously slipped through the cracks.
He reported for work, and during this meeting, he was terminated. And my understanding.
That's a wrong soundbite.
Is there an issue to address as it relates to access to guns?
That's part of what we're going to determine as part of our investigation is how he had that firearm.
And again, all we know is that he purchased the firearm.
It was illegal for him to have a gun.
It was, but he purchased it legally in 2014, and then after that,
No, he
they
did
didn't
not.
do a background
No,
check.
it was
then his
illegal.
FOID card
it was
taken
illegal.
away.
He had a felony conviction. It was illegal for him to purchase a gun. Absolutely, I think.
No, it was no. He should not
He
have
had
been
a felony.
in
He had a
possession of
felony, and he wasn't supposed to get it. So those of you who think, oh, we got to do something, we got to have universal background checks, or we got to abolish the Second Amendment. That's your government at work on a small scale with regard to this guy. Imagine writ large when they try to take away everybody's guns, how well that's going to work out.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
My name is David Hochberg at Team Hochberg. This analogy will explain how my competitors deceive you into doing business with them. Say a gas station is selling gas for $2 a gallon, and the station across the street is selling gas for $1. Naturally, you're thinking the $1 a gallon is a better deal. Wrong, because you're only getting a half a gallon and not a full gallon of gas for $1. My competitors deceive listeners by quoting ridiculously low interest rates. After sucking you in, they drill you with substantially higher closing costs. Team Hochberg has never and will never play these disgusting and deceiving games. If you want to work with an honest local lender who will always look out for your financial best interest, give Team Hochberg a call now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Legal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage License, MB 6761019, NMLS 1124061.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Under current Illinois state law, you can lose your home if your real estate taxes are 8 months past due. 50,000 Cook County property owners learned that the hard way this year. People facing financial hardship can't afford to pay the taxes, can have their properties sold for a fraction of the value of the property. As your mayor, I would change that.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
What does building a better bank look like? It starts with building Capital One cafes, warm, inviting places that feel nothing like a typical bank. where you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. And you'll always find people ready to help you, not sell you. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One and a member FDIC. Cafes available in select locations. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Is your mattress helping you get the best night's sleep? If you wake up with back stiffness or pain, here's a great alternative to buying a new expensive mattress. The MyPillow mattress topper costs a tiny fraction of what a new mattress costs. Don't go to the mattress store today on President's Day. Listen here. Yeah, the MyPillow mattress, tiny fraction what a new mattress costs, and offers superior support. The patented 3-layer design is durable, provides optimal comfort by evenly distributing body weight to relieve pressure points, and keeps your body temperature regulated throughout the night. Plus, the cover is washable, dryable, and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and 10-year warranty. Here's the deal. For a limited time, use the promo code AMY and receive 30% off a MyPillow mattress topper plus 2 standard MyPillows free. You'll completely transform the way you sleep and feel a whole lot better. Visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And don't forget to use the promo code AMY. That's MyPillow.com, promo code AMY.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had seen my kidney doctor because I only have one kidney that works, and the other one doesn't work at all. And I was pretty close to going on dialysis if it didn't improve. This last visit to my kidney doctor, my kidney it's operating at 21% now. So that's the highest that it's been in the last 8 years. This is really working well for me, and I am so grateful that I found you guys.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
AM 560.
The Answer. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA. Then a quick comment. Of course, we're talking about the Aurora workplace shooting. 5 people died, 5 police officers shot. None of them, their injuries are serious. And they postponed the press conference because I, like you, we were watching this on Friday night. And they postponed it to wait for J.B. Pritzker, the governor, to arrive. Really?
This morning, I stood with 1,500 community members in Chicago who are fighting the epidemic of gun violence that continues to ravage so many communities. These are everyday citizens who have been called to action by the loss of a loved one, by witness of violence in their communities, or by the simple desire for change. To the families of the victims here in Aurora, there are no words that I can offer to lessen the pain. But know that our state grieves with you, that MK and I and our family grieves with you.
And, hey, I voted for Jeannie Ives in the primary, and then I think I wrote in Dan's name in the general election.
Mhm.
It's a make good for not having voted for him in 2010 when I didn't know who he was. But
Well, he brought in gun
Pritzker,
control right away, which is ridiculous.
kind of. But at the end, he said, "May their memory be a blessing," which is a Jewish invocation. So I get a little pride, that he said that. It was sweet. Yeah, he kind of, in a Silentio way, brought in the whole gun control thing. But it's good to have.
Our text line is blowing up. One person, I was fired, Amy and Bruce, via a conference call. Okay. Wonder what kind of why?
I like an envelope under the
under the desk,
under your hotel room door, like Billy Ray got from the Wurtzes on Christmas.
Somebody else wrote, "How about taking down that no gun sign and let everyone carry?" Another one, Amy, laser sights are not illegal. I didn't say they were illegal. I just said that he had a 9mm Smith & Wesson with a laser beam on top. Let's go to Chip, who joins us from St. Charles. Let me press that button there. Good morning, Chip. How are you?
Very good. How are you guys?
Good.
Hey, 17% of murders in Chicago are solved. It's not like the government is spread thin already, and then you're going to expect the state police to go out and everybody who doesn't, renew their FOID or to track down guns. I know. Let's make the state of Illinois a sanctuary state and have a bunch of illegals in here that we can't track down either. So,
wait, Chip, I've got an
we've
idea.
done this to ourselves.
Chip, I've got an idea, which you've triggered here. Pardon that. Why don't we do as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez suggests and take the money that would have been used for Amazon, take that $3 billion and use it to really check out those FOID violations? How about that?
Hey, you know what? That's just crazy. and the reason why that's crazy is because the state's already like $50 billion in debt. We can't pay our bills as it is. We can't raise taxes enough to even come close to pay the bills. And I know, let's pass a bunch more gun laws that we couldn't enforce even if we wanted to.
Right.
Well, yeah, clearly. I mean, thanks
Thank you
so much for the call. But, I mean, you look at his background. No stranger to police in Aurora.
Yeah.
He's pulled over 6 separate times for various crimes. But the big one is the felony conviction in 1995.
He wasn't supposed to have a gun.
I know, but if they take away your FOID card, is it too intrusive if someone comes to your house then to take away your weapon? The FOID card, it's just a piece of paper. Okay, you want the metal, you want the weapon. If somebody has a violent past, that gun needs to be taken away, and that did not happen. I wonder if they're going to sue the gun store where he bought the weapon. Do you think some of the victims...
I'm sure the gun store abided by
I heard
whatever laws there were. I mean, if they didn't, they didn't.
They didn't fingerprint him. That's what I'm hearing.
Is that the law?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of a background check.
Well, that if they didn't do it,
then what about the company? Henry Pratt.
What's their culpability? Did they not do a good enough background check on the guy?
Mike, you were mentioning earlier, let's bring Mike Scott into the conversation, that did they do a background check on him before hiring him?
They did do a background check. The latest information into the newsroom is that the background check that Henry Pratt did not catch the 1995 felony conviction.
So what the heck good is
what
it
about
to have
the
a
FOID
background
card? So
conviction?
he bought the weapon in, they said, a local gun shop in 2014, and then later his FOID card was revoked, correct? But did the gun shop, did they do a proper background check? Obviously not.
I do not have that exact information. But the background check, once it was run a second time, the second check of Gary Martin did prompt the letter.
Okay.
Prompted the letter stating his gun permit had been revoked and ordering him to turn over the firearm to police.
And nobody followed up on that.
And no one, to the best of our information, no one followed up on that.
Yeah, let's try to enforce the laws that are already on the book. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, guess what? You know what's coming up?
The day after President's Day?
What's 1 week from tomorrow?
Valentine's Day?
No, we've already had Valentine's Day.
The Ides of March?
No.
Oh. February 29th, it's leap year.
Our mayoral and aldermanic
that's
elections.
Right, because we have our elections in February to depress the turnout. Because Democrats, unlike the Republicans who are always accused of doing that. Thank you, Austin Berg, for this idea. The Democrats want to make sure the incumbents stay in, and they don't want people to come out to vote on a cold day in February that made me shiver with every bright one I deliver.
Wow, it's 6:36. My guy, Paul Vallas, will be here, and he has a case to make against Bill Daley. And later on, the wiener is out. Hey-o. But first, let's get into the newsroom and say good morning once again to Mike Scott.
Winter weather advisory in effect until 9 a.m. for Lake County this morning with some major lake effect snowfall expected there. And in fact, snow is falling on millions of Americans as the winter storm sweeps from the Midwest into New England. Former FBI Director Andy McCabe believes he was fired because he opened 2 investigations of President Trump. In an interview last night on CBS's 60 Minutes, McCabe saying one investigation focused on whether the president obstructed justice by firing former FBI Director James Comey. He says the other was aimed to determine whether the president was acting on behalf of the Russian government. Oil prices are higher than they've been since November. International benchmark Brent crude is up 41 cents to 66.66 a barrel this morning. West Texas intermediate crude is up less, only 48 cents, or up more 48 cents, but less per barrel, 56.07. A measles outbreak spreading across Washington state cannot be contained at the moment. It's a widespread effort to try and vaccinate against the measles that is spreading. Clark County, Washington, in fact, has more than 60 cases of confirmed measles. The county just over the state line from Portland has one of the lowest vaccination rates in the state of Washington. Teachers at 4 Chicago area charter schools are ending their strike following 9 days on the picket lines. Chicago Teachers Union saying teachers and paraprofessionals have reached a tentative agreement with the Chicago International Charter Schools Network. Congressman Danny Davis is backing Willie Wilson in the Chicago mayoral race. The lawmaker saying Wilson is the candidate who has the best interest of the community in mind. Another major stumble for the new governor, J.B. Pritzker, forced to appoint a state lawmaker as director of the State Veterans Affairs Department after his first choice, Army Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Martinez, stepped down. A federal judge is denying a request to exclude evidence about a cadaver-sniffing dog from the trial of a former University of Illinois physics scholar accused of killing a Chinese scholar in 2017. Judge James Shadid ruled that prosecutors can present evidence from McHenry County Deputy Sheriff Jeremy Bruchetta's dog, Sage. The judge found both Sage and Bruchetta to be reliable. The FBI says the canine possibly indicated an alert in the bathroom of Brent Christensen's off-campus apartment in Urbana. Blackhawks host the Ottawa Senators tonight. Hawks looking to rebound from Saturday night's 5-2 loss to the Blue Jackets. Cubs and White Sox have full squad workouts set for today. Fighting Illini try to end a 14-game losing skid to the basketball Badgers tonight as they take on Wisconsin in Madison. The news service of Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Great news, there's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. 6:33 is our time, and we'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland area? Have you overcome obstacles to make your business what it is today? If that's your business, then AM 560 wants to tell your story on the AM 560 Business Tour, presented by Signature Bank. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson will be broadcasting live from businesses all around Chicagoland, telling success stories of thriving, successful businesses. Hey, if that's you, tell us about it. Visit 560theanswer.com/business and submit your information. That's 560theanswer.com/business.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free, no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-600-9519. That's 1-800-600-9519. 1-800-600-9519.
The following is a paid political announcement.
We are ready for Fioretti.
I'm former Alderman Bob Fioretti asking for your vote. As Alderman, I work for you, not the insiders. I'll do the same as mayor. If you're tired of the corruption as I am, the violent crime, the insider deals, then you're ready for Fioretti. I'll fight for what I've always fought for, creating jobs, no property tax increase, term limits, more police officers, and much more. Punch 35 for Bob Fioretti for mayor. Thank you.
We are ready for Fioretti.
Paid for by friends at Bob Fioretti.
When it comes to your pain, many of you might be skeptical, like I was, about ordering Relief Factor. Pat Boone again for this wonderful 100% drug-free supplement designed to help your own body lower or eliminate occasional aches and pains due to aging, exercise, everyday living. I'm not skeptical any longer. The 3-week quick start is now discounted to only $19.95. Why don't you let us see if we can get you out of pain, too, at ReliefFactor.com.
6:36. Let's get an update on the roads in the AM 560 traffic center. Here is Kevin Henry.
Moving pretty okay on the tollways. You have a little bit of snow causing some delays in the north end of the tri-state approaching the Wisconsin state line and the Jane Addams eastbound from Bussey to the tri-state. Now the Edens inbound, that's building from Toohey to Montrose. Also a delay on that eastbound spur ramp down to a single lane there. Jammed most of the way into Waukegan. The Kennedy inbound slows from Cumberland to California. Express lanes save you about 2 minutes. Outbound side delayed from Addison to the O'Hare extension. Ike inbound, tight from Manheim to Harlem, Damon to the Byrne interchange, outbound from Harlem to 25th, and very heavy inbound on the Stevenson between Central and Kedzie, a little bit around the Dan Ryan as well. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, a couple of morning snow showers crossing the area. Remember, a winter weather advisory is up for Lake County with that heavy lake effect snow there. High 28. Cloudy, cold, 16 overnight and 30 tomorrow. Currently 22. Next news at 7. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
I have PTSD.
On AM 560.
I'll have what she's having.
The Answer.
We're getting down to the wire here on our mayoral and aldermanic elections. 1 week from tomorrow is Election Day.
You know,
it is gone by so fast.
Hi, I'm Bruce Wolf.
Hi,
in
Bruce.
For Amy, who's in for Dan Proft. Today's President's Day. I think it's easier for me to name all the presidents in order than name all the mayoral candidates.
There's 14. Can you
Is
name?
Laura America First Daily running again? Is
No.
Richard Friedman running?
No, he's not.
Is Benjamin Adamowski?
No, he's
He's the one who came closest to beating Daley.
Can you name? That's good. Good. Great history.
Anton Cermak is not running.
No, Jane Byrne is not running.
Yeah.
Can you name 5 candidates that are running?
Oh yeah.
All right, go.
Okay. Dopey, Sneezy, Sleazy, Vallas. Okay. Hey, I heard Fioretti's commercial. Get ready for Fioretti. I just want to suggest this. Let's spitballing right here. End the palace. Bring in Vallas. Because it's all the good old boys who run everything all the time. Bring in the outsider, Paul Vallas.
Here is his commercial.
There's nothing Chicago politicians fear more than this broom. I'm Paul Vallas, and I'll sweep out the money that has corrupted City Hall. I'll invest in schools, fighting crime, and creating jobs. I'm ready for mayor to sweep out the Chicago machine and to invest in people and not corrupt politicians. I have the experience, the solutions, and the tools to do it. Join us in cleaning up City Hall for all Chicagoans.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I was at that
it.
bar over the weekend.
Oh, my God.
Sure.
And with that, let's join Paul Vallas, welcome in Paul Vallas, who's joining us again on our Turnkey.pro answer line. Good morning, Mr. Vallas. How are you?
Good morning. The scary thing is all those names that that you were mentioning, I remember.
Of course you do. And it's a crime that you remember.
Adamowski. I
Adamowski.
know, that's kind of scary.
I'm trying to remember. Chuy Garcia. I recall him having a shot at it a couple of times ago.
Oh, that's an easy.
That was an easy one. Yeah.
So recently you took Bill Daley to task about, because he's asserting that he had nothing to do with that parking meter deal. Can you tell us how he was involved in that, Mr. Vallas?
Well, basically, he was chairman of, he was head of head of J.P. Morgan's Midwest operations at the time of the parking deal. And during his stewardship, J.P. Morgan made a run at the meter deal. J.P. Morgan is currently a participant in the deal. Now, they're claiming that they're just holding the money or investing the money, and they're not realizing any profit. But, J.P. Morgan is an investment bank and a financial services organization. They don't do those things for free. Also, at the same time, both J.P. Morgan and, of course, Morgan Stanley, where his son works, they made a pitch for the Pittsburgh meter deal, which fortunately for Pittsburgh, they declined to enter into. The irony of this all is, brace yourself for this, because we all know how the current pitiful state of our pensions are, in part because Daley's brother went to the legislature, Mayor Daley, and got a pension holiday in 2010 at the peak of the recession, so that he didn't have to make payments into any of the city pension systems. Anyway, the Texas teachers' retirement system is part of the deal. So, Chicagoans are paying for Texas teacher retirees.
How is that possible? How did that happen?
Who knows?
And Mr. Vallas, so you say that is this true? Bill Daley was paid $15 million over 24 months after the parking meter deal. Not that one is necessarily related to the other, but he was part of J.P. Morgan.
No.
What?
Right. For J.P. Morgan, let me point out that this wasn't his first rodeo, because back in 2001, you remember when I ran for mayor, actually 2001, 2002, when I ran for governor, against Rob Blagojevich, SBC, who at the time Daley was the executive of, donated $200,000 to Rob Blagojevich's campaign, and it was designed to get legislation passed, which they passed with the speed of light, literally, and it gave SBC a monopoly over the phone industry here, and the courts. Just one more second. The courts ultimately threw out the deal because they thought that the deal was just a bad deal for consumers, and of course, I think Daley pocketed $6 million during his period as head of SBC.
Hey, look, no more on Blagojevich, because we don't need more counts added to him. He's spending enough time in jail. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'll see your J.P. Morgan and raise you a Bill Daley doing a deal with Bruce Rauner when I think Daley was the head of AT&T or whatever, and Rauner was doing his thing in the private sector. Rahm gets the vigorish on the deal because we all know that he studied to be an investment banker at ballet school, and Rahm gets like $15 million. This is just all these guys. It's that's why I say, and the palace elect Vallas, because they're just all taking their turns, sashaying in and out of government and business, and they may all make a lot of money, and it's time for the outsider, right?
Well, look at another example was Chico, for example. Chico abstained from voting. What happens is these guys, there's one way of doing it is they leave government and then they use their connections. In the case of Daley, it's his name. It's certainly not their expertise, because what did they invent? Look, Daley will still not release his tax returns.
Nope.
If you're running for mayor and you don't release your tax returns, that should immediately disqualify you. And Chico hasn't provided any details on his tax returns, but he abstained from voting 500 times when he was board president, and that's what they do. They get on these boards to kind of be like, let's call them made guys, since they always use this terminology. Remember when Solis or the wire, they said he betrayed the family or whatever. They use all these refusal terms.
Can we play Layla in the background? Because I think we're going into a Goodfellas moment
One
right
thing
now.
that Gary Chico keeps saying is that he's the one who is responsible for the $1 billion surplus in CPS, and that's all you, correct?
Well, he was on the board. He was
president.
One of 5 board members, and they met once a month. Incidentally, that didn't keep him from having a driver and his and being driven back and forth, or having a floor with an office and a shower. But that's what they do. And it's interesting on the Fox debate, because while they were beating up on Tony Preckwinkle and attacking her on ethics, I just had to stop. I just had to step up, and I had to say, Gary, you abstained 500 times, and of course he corrected me and told me that he only abstained 400 times.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, so I stand corrected. I'll admit that I made a mistake.
Hey, congratulations on getting to be part of the Fox debate. I think we have John Cass to thank for that, don't we? Because they weren't even gonna let you be on there because you didn't have enough commercials, I guess. So this is a crowded
well,
field.
and then Bill
isn't it?
Daley
He didn't even
bother
show
to
up. Well, the
up.
plumbers union
He got
supported him, and he
endorsed.
didn't want to face the heat. He's a smart
Right.
guy. He didn't want to face the
I
heat.
don't-
Why should he?
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to be on prime time, and so he got to sit at Lori Lightfoot and I referred to it as the kiddie table. So he got to do the mini debate, and that's not to
that's
disparage the people who participated, because I was going to be at the kiddie table.
Right, you
too, but
got
he
to the
dropped
adult
out.
table. Yeah, right.
I got the adult table. Yeah.
All right. So what's the push for this next week and one day?
Well, really, the push is to continue to go to every forum, and of course, I'm trying to reach people digitally through my platform, and I've done it very aggressively. And I've done what I did, 34 forums. In fact, I did 6 more forums or community meetings just this weekend alone. Daley showed up at none of them. Chico showed up at none of them, and so I think their approach is still to run Rose Garden campaigns and hope that their commercials will get them over the top. But Daley has spent like $2 million on commercials. Now, of course, Ken Griffin has given him another $2 million. It could have been $200 million. $2 million. Not that that's going to help him. And I think he's moved 1 or 2 percentage points in the poll. So I think the public's going to, as it gets closer to the election, and as my point of evidence, only 28,000 people have voted early. So people haven't decided yet, and I'm hoping as it gets closer to the election, people are going to ask themselves, well, who's really offered solutions? Who has the experience? Who's really independent of this pay-to-play culture? And it's not all TV commercials now. People communicate in so many different ways on their cell phones, over the internet, through Facebook, there's just other avenues that people are getting their information.
And I'm a basketball coach, and I say if you want your daughter to play, you have to promise me that you'll vote for Paul Vallas.
Sure, I get it's pay to play. Pay to play.
There you go.
There you go.
We'll
Now,
win that.
now here's here's the thing. You're on
play.
radio. You're on radio right now. In case you didn't know it, because I know there's all different. You're on so many different media right now, and this tends to be a conservative station. And our friend State House Chick is her Twitter moniker. Kristen McQuarrie. Had a column. I think it was last week about appealing to the conservatives among the.
Or even moderate Republicans.
Among the 45 candidates. Oh, wait a minute. That's the presidents. That's the number of presidents. But among the 14 candidates, who is the most conservative? Who is, the most likely to win? Is going to has some conservative principles. And there are a number of people, even Willie Wilson, whatever, who can appeal. Give us your pitch. That why should we come out and vote for you? Of course, I'm not eligible because I haven't lived in Chicago since 1958. But go ahead.
Well, I think 3 reasons. The first reason is no one has the skills to manage multi-billion-dollar budget crises than me. I've done it 4 times in 4 different states in their 4 largest school districts, and of course I've done work internationally. Number one, I've balanced 17 multi-billion-dollar budgets, and I've laid out a very detailed plan on how to do it and how to address the pension funding issues while capping property taxes. Secondly, I don't think there's anybody running today who has demonstrated the skills to turn budgets into investment vehicles. And because the school districts, Chicago Public Schools grew by 30,000, they have 70,000 more students today because I spent money in ways that grew the district. And third, I don't think there's anybody out there who's demonstrated greater independence from the pay-to-play culture. I not only ran against Rob Blagojevich, but when I was at the Chicago Public Schools, I pulled all the contracts out of the Public Building Commission so I could bid them free of political influence. And then pay-to-play candidates don't go to New Orleans to rebuild an entire city school system after Hurricane Katrina, and of course they don't go to places like Haiti and Chile after devastating earthquakes. So I think those skills, the skills to manage us out of this financial crisis while capping taxes, the ability to really invest in the city as a whole, because if the city doesn't grow, we're going to continue to struggle. Our problem is the city's not growing, it's contracting. And then third, independence of the pay-to-play culture, knowing how to clean it up.
And also, 135,000 Chicagoans voted for Trump in 2016, and a lot of candidates have taken, the Republican vote for granted. Tony Preckwinkle will not come on the show, Susana Mendoza won't, Joyce won't, and Bill Daley won't. And it says a lot that you've been on here repeatedly, and you're always open to talk, even if we talk about Haiti or whatever the topic is. You're not fearful of Republicans, and you don't alienate us. So we appreciate it.
Except Bruce.
Right.
I get a little nervous about Bruce.
Right. You should be nervous about me, and I'll tell you why. Because
he doesn't live in the city.
I got the gotcha question right now. Because all the former candidates against the dailies. Yeah, you know that. But today's President's Day. So who was the 18th president of the United States, Paul
God,
Vallas?
I don't know.
God,
Who was the
I don't know.
18th president of the United States?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Oh, come on, you know your U.S. history? I mean, you consider yourself a statesman? I mean, Google it right now, man, if you know how to Google even.
Why don't you just tell us? Just tell us.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Thank you.
There we go.
No, everything's
Now
fine
you know.
in the world.
The more you know, candidate
Okay.
Vallas.
Paul Vallas, where can we go to get more information about your campaign and donate?
Please check. Go to vallasforallchicago.com. Vallasforallchicago.com. It lays out my position on all the issues in great detail,
Good.
and it also shows you. It also can navigate you to my to how insofar as how to contribute.
Okay, vallasforallchicago.com. Paul Vallas, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
and good luck a week from Tuesday.
Thanks for having me.
And
Bye-bye.
Thanks, and he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Philadelphia wins a round in the Sanctuary City battle. Uber posts $50 billion in bookings ahead of its IPO. Mattel Toys expecting flat sales this year. Those stories next.
Hi, this is Alexander Green, Chief Investment Strategist for the Oxford Club. Just for a moment, I'd like you to picture the perfect stock. No doubt it would have hundreds of billions in revenue, more than IBM, Facebook, and Google. It would probably be a leader in cutting-edge technology like smartphones and robotics. It would be on the verge of dozens of blockbuster announcements. But most of all, it would be ultra cheap, trading at less than $3 a share. Now, it may seem crazy that such a stock exists, but it does. It's a cutting-edge tech company that has made deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars with Nokia, Microsoft, and Cisco, and a $29.2 billion deal with Apple. It's set to create 50,000 new jobs right here in America, and Donald Trump even calls it the eighth wonder of the world. Yet you've likely never even heard of the stock. Why? Because it trades under a secret name. To find out why the secret $3 stock can help you retire, simply go to onestockretirement.com. That's onestockretirement.com.
A federal appellate court says the Trump administration cannot cut off grants to Philadelphia. Philadelphia has refused to cooperate with immigration officials trying to deport illegal immigrants. The decision upholds so-called sanctuary city status pending an expected appeal by the Trump administration. With a planned IPO looming, Uber reports it posted $50 billion of bookings last year, including its ride-hailing and food delivery business. But figures released Friday show Uber is still heavily subsidizing rides, calling into question future profitability. Toy maker Mattel predicting its 2019 sales are likely to be flat. Strong sales of its iconic Barbie and Hot Wheels brands offset by losses in other divisions. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 o'clock and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. And if you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and Amy can tell you this. They are 100% real. She's spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature, and he showed her the emails and played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code Chicago. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Chicago for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
Rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area. who want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money flipping houses and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals guide. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
AmericanEagle.com has been fortunate to develop thousands of business websites over the past 15 years. Businesses just like yours. Don't think because they advertise on the radio and mention big clients like Portillo's, WeatherTech, and Dairy Queen that they won't give your small to medium-sized business the same great service. Small and medium-sized companies are a huge part of AmericanEagle.com's clients. AmericanEagle.com's continued success is because they're capable of a wide range of projects from small to extremely large. They view all clients as long-term partners on every internet endeavor. When you're looking for an experienced and reputable partner for any of your internet-related projects, consider AmericanEagle.com. They'll likely be able to show you a project they've already done that's similar to what your company needs. AmericanEagle.com, the only name you need to know for website development, hosting, and maintenance. You can reach AmericanEagle.com on the web or at 773-NETWORK. That's 773-NETWORK.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson, and you'll have to wait until spring to get the outside of your house painted, but winter, perfect opportunity to get your interior painted. You know, people walk into my kitchen and ask, Amy, did you get new cabinets? No, I save myself thousands of dollars by simply having them painted by the experts at CertaPro Painters. So cross the first project off your 2019 to-do list. CertaPro Painters will ensure a beautiful transformation of your home. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered. In-home with a color consultation or online with their color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting experts. You can schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Get a free estimate at CertaPro.com or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results may vary. See website for details.
But hey, I'm buying a huge flat screen TV so I can finally see it without my glasses.
Why not just get LASIK at the LASIK Vision Institute? That's what I'm doing.
My glasses and contacts are a pain. I'd love to finally get rid of these, but who can afford LASIK?
You can. Because the LASIK Vision Institute is offering dramatically low prices, as low as $220 per eye with an absolutely free consultation. Text START to 350-350. The LASIK Vision Institute has already performed over 1 million procedures. They use advanced FDA-approved LASIK technology that helps the majority of patients achieve 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Better vision, better value. The LASIK Vision Institute. Make this the year you finally get LASIK for as low as $220 per eye. Text START to 350-350. You'll see for free if LASIK is right for you. That's START to 350-350.
AM 560. The Answer.
Bruce Wolf in the his house. What time did you get to work today?
Not till about
the roads were pretty bad
not till
out there.
about 4:30, and you know usually I'm here at about 2 in the morning.
Exactly.
But I had to hitch a ride with an Amish horse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Because you can't drive in this weather?
No.
I can't see you right now.
I can't either.
I see the top of your head, and you look like Joni Ernst hairdo there.
Thank you so much. I consider that a compliment.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, a hate crime or a hoax. The latest with Jussie Smollett, and when will he and his attorneys come in to talk with Chicago police? And later, former Fox News anchor says no. We'll explain why. But first, let's get back into the newsroom. For news here at home and around the world, here is Mike Scott.
Amy and Bruce, snow is ending for now in western and northern Illinois. Congressman Danny Davis is making an endorsement in the mayor's race. An off-duty Amtrak officer was shot at in the West Loop. A man injured in a Southside hit and run. More measles cases in Champaign-Urbana. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
Wow, so many lies. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump tweeting this morning about the former Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe that his story is getting more deranged. More on his story now from Fox's Rachel Sutherland in Washington.
Chris describing the days after James Comey's firing as chaotic and stressful. Andrew McCabe told CBS's 60 Minutes the FBI had good reason to open an investigation into President Trump's connections with the Russian government.
If we failed to open an investigation under those circumstances, we wouldn't be doing our jobs.
McCabe also said Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein brought up discussions about using the 25th Amendment to remove the president from office, and that he was serious when he offered to wear a wire to secretly tape him. These are claims Rosenstein has denied. Chris?
Rachel, Democrats plan a resolution in Congress opposing the president's emergency declaration to fund a southern border wall. It's expected to have some Republican support. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson tells NBC's Meet the Press he's worried about the precedent the declaration sets.
Absolutely, I share those concerns, which is why we're going to take a very careful look at what he's doing here in this instance. But again, I have to stress, this president has been thwarted for in his attempt to keep this nation safe and secure, to secure our borders.
Asked if the president would veto a congressional resolution, White House advisor Stephen Miller tells Fox News Sunday the president is going to protect his national emergency declaration. The actor Alec Baldwin on Twitter says he wonders if President Trump's attacks on Saturday Night Live are a threat to his and his family's safety. Baldwin plays the president on the show.
We need wall because wall works. Wall makes safe.
President Trump tweeted this past yesterday morning, nothing funny about tired Saturday Night Live on fake news NBC. Question is, how do the networks get away with these total Republican hit jobs without retribution? Very unfair and should be looked into. This is Fox News.
Skies are cloudy. Snow beginning to taper off in some spots. However, a winter weather advisory remains in effect until 9 a.m. for Lake County, Illinois, where more and rapid snow accumulations could happen between now and 9 a.m., mostly of the lake effect variety. 4.5 inches of snow officially at this moment in Evanston. 1.6 inches in Romeoville, 4.3 at O'Hare, 3.4 inches has fallen overnight at Midway. If the snow has not stopped falling around the northern half of the state, it soon will, but that break in winter weather won't last very long. Forecasters are calling for another round of snow tomorrow night into Wednesday, and that could also produce as much as 4 inches of snow. Teachers at 4 Chicago charter schools are ending their strike following 9 days at the picket lines. Chicago Teachers Union says teachers and paraprofessionals have reached a tentative deal with Chicago International Charter School Network. Congressman Danny Davis is now backing Willie Wilson in the Chicago mayoral race. Davis endorsing the businessman yesterday. Family, friends, and community members remembering the victims of Friday's shooting at a manufacturing plant in Aurora.
Now is a time to heal. Now is a time to forgive. Now is a time to move together as a stronger community.
Hundreds gathered yesterday for a vigil outside the Henry Pratt Company. 4 of the 5 police officers wounded in Friday's warehouse shooting in Aurora are out of the hospital this morning. 1 officer remains in good condition as he continues to recover from gunshot wounds. A man is in stable condition after he was struck by a vehicle on Chicago's south side. The driver took off following the incident in the 500 block of 31st Street. Public health managers in Champaign-Urbana are confirming more measles cases there. The Champaign-Urbana Public Health District saying the new case is a child who attended a local daycare. The new cases bring the Champaign-Urbana measles outbreak to 4. Blackhawks host the Senators tonight after getting beaten 5-2 to the Blue Jackets Saturday night. Cubs and White Sox continue full squad training workouts today. Fighting Illini take their Big Ten basketball winning streak to Madison, Wisconsin tonight. Take on the Badgers. The news service of InvisibleFence.com. Millions of pet parents trust Invisible Fence brand with their pets, and right now when you purchase their Consumers Digest awarded Boundary Plus technology, you get 45% off your second pet. Visit InvisibleFence.com now to take advantage of this limited time offer. InvisibleFence.com. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Winter stinks. Snow, ice, freezing temperatures. more snow. Escape Chicago and join Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. You'll stay at the Marvel Residences Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. It's a beautiful, all-inclusive resort located between Rainforest Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Don't wait to book your Passport to Paradise trip with AM 560 and Apple Vacations. Visit 560theanswer.com/passport. That's 560theanswer.com/passport.
All money managers might seem the same, but while some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios, Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. So if you're in or nearing retirement, talk with us and find out why investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Trans ideology is in our schools, government, churches, even our homes.
We need to start taking some action in stopping this total madness.
Join the Illinois Family Institute for our Trans Ideology Worldview Conference, Saturday, March 16th at Stone Church in Orland Park with Dr. Michelle Curtella, authors Denise Schick and Douglas Wilson, and Walt Heyer, a former transgender with encouragement for others.
Let me help you realize who you are.
The Illinois Family Institute Worldview Conference, biblical training for today's culture, 10 a.m. Saturday, March 16th at Stone Church in Orland Park. $20 per person, $50 per family. To attend, call 708-781-9328. 708-781-9328 or visit illinoisfamily.org.
Great news! There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save.
7:07, a check on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Kevin Henry.
Handful of crashes starting in Lake Moron, 120 east of Fisher, over in Burr Ridge on County Line right near the Stevenson, and in Lyle 53 at Maple, Bannockburn at Half Day east of 43. Elsewhere, the inbound Eisenhower starting to get pretty heavy. You have delays between St. Charles and the Tri-State there on the extension, then 17 to Harlem. And again, from right around the Burn interchange, that is. That's going to be about 40 minutes from 390 in, 24 minutes from Manheim. Outbound pretty heavy as well, slow from Austin to First and York to 83. It's 22 minutes to Manheim, 37 minutes headed out to 390. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A morning snow shower this morning, otherwise clouds and cold today, high 28. Cloudy and cold for tonight, low 16. Clouds and cold again for tomorrow, high 30. Wednesday, periods of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
22 at O'Hare, 25 along the lakefront. Your next news update is at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Tasty Catering. Companies serious about a successful event choose Tasty Catering. Planning begins at tastycatering.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh boy, Bruce Wolf filling in this week for Dan Proft. Amy Jacobson here. Did you have a lovely weekend, Bruce? Did you have a nice weekend?
Watched golf all day yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Who won?
JB, not Pritzker. JB,
Well,
forgot his name. It wasn't a big tournament. It
JB
was
forgot
Riviera.
his name. He's such a great golfer.
Yeah, well, he beat Justin, Jason, Jordan, somebody. Yeah. So, none of them was named Tiger. See, they got a name that I'm getting old right now.
One word.
I need animals like the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. You know, I used to call myself Tiger Wolf on the golf course.
I see what you did there. Taking your phone calls this morning, 312-642-5600. When will Jussie Smollett be arrested? And
is that how you pronounce his name?
Why are we waiting for him to come in with his attorney? I think that at this point in time, they should just grab him and take him in and charge him. Why? Well, over the weekend, some huge developments. We had those two Nigerian brothers who were being held since Wednesday. They got back from Nigeria on Wednesday and then were taken to 51st and Wentworth. Were being questioned for 48 hours. That's a maximum they can hold them. And they let them go because in the last hour, when they said, we are going to charge you with aggravated battery and hate crimes, then they started singing. And what they said was just magnificent. Jussie Smollett paid them $3,500 with another $500 to be paid at a later date to stage this attack.
According to allegedly, presumably, because, I mean, you don't.
No,
Has the Chicago police said that they said this?
I talked to my source.
Oh, so it's according to your sources.
CBS 2 is reporting this now.
Okay,
ABC 7 is.
Just got to be
TMZ.
careful. Got to be careful because, you know, a lot of us believed the accusations based on sources before, so we got to be careful.
So what he did, these two brothers who live in Lakeview, they bought a rope, a clothesline at the Crafty Beaver on Lawrence, and then they practiced. See, these three were friends because they all worked on Empire. They were extras, the other two guys, and they were bodybuilders. So Jussie Smollett worked out with them at their gym. He was training them. Or he was being trained by them because there's this music video coming up.
Well, no, he had to be trained in case he was attacked by someone.
No, because he wants to, get the muscle mass on, Bruce. And he came up with this ruse to be punched down, to put a rope around your neck. And so this is what they did. They bought the rope. They bought the red hat, which is a stocking cap, essentially, on North Broadway.
Because they couldn't find a MAGA cap in the entire Tri-County area.
Well, it was red. So this is Abel, the one brother, held him around the neck with the noose and splashed some bleach on him, while the other brother, who had the red hat on, yelled racial slurs at him, calling him the F word. It was
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Why did they do this if they didn't do it on surveillance camera? See, if I were Jussie Smollett, I would want my money back from these guys because they could have orchestrated it. As somebody said, Jussie Smollett may be a great actor, but he's a terrible director and writer. Because you got to have it on the surveillance camera to show that you're attacked. Who cares that you actually go through the charade of the attack?
So during that time before they came, it took them about maybe half hour. Who the would make something like this up or add something to it or whatever it may be? I can't even. I'm an advocate.
Oh, he's so defiant, but here he is explaining exactly what happened, which is all a lie.
As I was crossing the intersection, I heard Empire. And I don't answer to Empire. My name ain't Empire. And I didn't answer. I kept walking, and then I heard Empire. So I turned around, and I said, did you just say to me? And I see the attacker masked. And he said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face. So I punched his back. And then we started tussling. It was very icy. And we ended up tussling by the stairs.
Tussling.
Fighting. There was a second person involved who was kicking me in my back.
You're messing up each other's
And then it just stopped.
I'd like a Venn diagram.
And they ran off.
Yeah, right.
A Venn diagram of the people in the world who fight off two attackers with the people who describe such an attack as a tussle. So I'm just wondering about that.
So the Nigerian brothers, Abel and Ola.
And Cain.
Came back from Nigeria and hired an attorney, and her name is Gloria Schmidt.
Did Jussie Smollett set this up?
There's still a lot of moving parts to this, so I am here for my clients, and I had a job to do specifically for them, so I'm not part of Jussie's defense.
Yeah, and what she told her clients was, roll on Jussie. They got the goods on you. Okay,
But you imagine me, it took them 48 hours to get the truth out of them. They were holding strong. Well, I don't think
They
were
bleach
rolling.
boarded them.
But here's the thing. Smollett is doubling down on his story. He's saying that these two Nigerian brothers are lying. This is what his attorney released, his statement. As a victim of a hate crime who has cooperated with police investigators, Jussie Smollett is angered and devastated by recent reports that the perpetrators are individuals he's familiar with. He has now been further victimized by claims attributed to these alleged perpetrators.
I couldn't agree more. Here, look, you
that he
sure,
played a role in his own attack.
You've got the bleach, you've got the rope,
but
it still could be Colonel Mustard and Professor Plum, not these two guys. Now, here's the problem. Those guys are, Jussie says that those are the guys who were in the area, right? I mean, they're in the area, and he knows them.
Yes,
you don't
because
know
this
your
was
attackers.
Right. Well, so this whole thing started January 22nd when he received a threatening letter with white powder in it at the studio, and it said, "You gay blank blank, you're going to die." And it was with cutout from a magazine. So they did take magazines from the Nigerian brothers' apartments. They took a bottle of bleach too, a mask, and also that other rope.
I think it started about 35 years ago when he became a sociopath. But go ahead.
And they determined that white powder was sugar. And then the alleged attack happened January 29th. Senator Cory Booker on the Senate floor just last Thursday.
Weeks ago, an actor and activist was brutally attacked in Chicago. Two men yelling racial and homophobic epithets.
He tried to walk that back last night.
Well, the information's still coming out. I'm going to withhold until all the information actually comes out from on-the-record sources. I'm following this in the news as you are, and we'll see what happens.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey Debt Pro answer line, 64636. Type in DA, then a quick text, because I want him. I'm so upset because he made this a gay issue, he made this a racial issue, and he made it a political issue.
And a
and
Fox
he made
TV
Chicago
issue.
He made Chicago look bad. People from around the world. I have relatives in Sweden asking me about this. People in Ireland asking me about this.
They still think we're the town that has Michael Jordan and that won't let you down. Here's the problem. I don't mind when sleazy politicians like Cory Booker do this, but here's what the New York Times tweeted on January 29th. Jussie Smollett, one of the stars of the television show Empire, was attacked in Chicago by two assailants who yelled racial and homophobic slurs. Not allegedly attacked, not that he says he was attacked, but they reported as fact that he was attacked. And that's a fact, Jack. That's bad journalism.
Yeah, that
New
is.
York Times.
Let's go to Bob, who joins us from Buffalo Grove. Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Amy, and hello to you, Bruce.
Hello.
You guys beat me. That was the question I wanted to hear. When is the media going to recant? And a lot of the political leaders, just like Cory Booker, and there's probably at least a half a dozen, if not more, going to take back what they said. They jumped to conclusion again.
I haven't watched Good Morning America this morning, but I was hoping yesterday, considering that Robin Roberts, the Good Morning America hostess with the leastest, had done this lay-down interview with Jussie Smollett, that yesterday as a make-good, George Stephanopoulos was just going to apologize on this week.
No,
but
I mean, do you think
are they recanting? As Bob
they're
says?
not. I mean, they've got egg on their face, too. Why would you even interview him if there was a chance that this was an allegation,
Because
that this was not true? Because they don't have any video. There is no video of an attack
Because
taking
it fits
place.
their agenda, because you know the press.
One group that's coming forward is civil rights activists in Los Angeles who originally supported Jussie Smollett is now saying that he should be arrested ASAP.
We have many members of the black community and the LGBT community who have been the victims of racism and hate crimes. So for Smollett to say that he was a victim of racism and hate crime, and we believe that is a lie, certainly is an injustice to those true victims of racism and hate crimes.
And a point of contention that I have is that they threw 20 detectives on this. 20. Do you know what a waste of resources that is? That's taken away from real crimes and real victims out there.
Chicago's got a shortage of detectives.
And also, because if you get murdered, you'll maybe get 6 at the beginning, but then they'll dwindle down to 1 or 2, depending on if it's high profile or not. And he did this to himself. And I'm sure those brothers, I want to know what went down. So they rehearsed it. And the guy with the red MAGA hat's the one that yelled the racial slurs so that he was on his phone with his manager so his manager could corroborate that he was allegedly attacked. I'm sure it didn't even happen outside because it was probably too cold for them.
Well, here's the thing. It's already gotten to the point where we are being criticized for doing a victory lap on this, conservatives.
We're
not.
not.
Yeah, no, there's like SE
I feel
Cup
sick to my
of
stomach about it.
CNN saying like, oh, no, they're disproportionately laughing over this whole thing. You're not allowed schadenfreude if you're a conservative. You can't say, ha, ha, this was all made up.
I'm not
you
saying,
can't do
I know,
that.
but I'm not.
I am.
I'm not. I mean, what? And then also, too, to embarrass Chicago police like that, to think that he's as such an elitist, he thought he wasn't going to get caught. Well, you got caught, Jussie Smollett, and you're going to go to jail. Especially
kind of
if he lied to the FBI, though, which the FBI was investigating the threatening letter that was sent. And if the Nigerian brothers, he paid them, that was part of the $3,500, then that's lying to the FBI. Then he could go to jail.
Well, no, he
that's
could go
a
to jail for
possibility.
the false thing. I heard that it was like a 3-year deal. And, you know, our friend, who we've known for years, is handling the damage control for Jussie Smollett and Kavanaugh. Her damage control firm, crisis management firm, is handling this. She represented
Jason
Van Dyke. He could have gotten 90 years. He only got 6 years. So I'm thinking that Jussie will not get the 3 years. He'll probably at most be ordered to read the Federalist for an entire year.
And I went to the Nigerian brothers' apartment on Saturday night, and they
Why?
Well, I live right there. They live
what are you
less than a
going
block
over
away.
their
Just to
house for?
see if they want to chat. I want to know how they rehearsed it. I wanted to do it again. All right, take 2. Now pretend that I'm Jussie.
You have a
You've
tendency
got the
to go
rope.
to people's houses that you
I
shouldn't
do.
go
Don't
to.
worry. I was
You
wearing
could get
proper
your
clothing.
friends.
Wear.
Yeah, there Hi-yo.
Kevin
It's a
in
little cold for a
Northfield.
bikini top.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, guys, great show. I have several comments. First of all, did you guys know that on the cover of one of the website news
Yes.
gathering sources,
Drudge.
the headline says, "The Wolf Who Cried MAGA." So
Yes.
my first question would be, Bruce, your whole life, did you have scars, psychological scars?
Yes.
As the wolf who cried whatever?
You know, I am the boy who cried Bruce Wolf, and nobody believes me. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Kevin. Let's go to Jim, who joins us from the north side of Chicago. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. If you're going to wait for the major news media to recant, you might wait for a long time because a large portion of your major news media is every bit as sleazy as the politicians.
But Jim, how about this?
Like
though?
Rafer Weigel, he was good. He had information out.
Named for Rafer,
No.
Get the Gun Rafer.
Rafer, he went that said that he was still carrying his tuna Subway sandwich into his building after he was attacked.
The best thing was to read the tweets of the media because they'd say things on Twitter that they couldn't say on the air. That's why I get everything from Twitter. That's why I didn't even know till today that you pronounce it Smollett. Because when I heard Mike Scott this morning. But here's the thing. I don't mind that this didn't actually happen because a lot of times a myth will help out a cause. Matthew Shepard, remember when he was the cause celeb because he was murdered because he was supposedly gay? Well, he was gay.
He was
But
gay.
he was murdered because he was gay?
Yes, he was
He was
murdered
not
because-
murdered because he was gay. Gay writers have written that it was a drug deal gone bad, but the myth works. Myths work.
Well, I think Jussie Smollett is done, and the creators of Empire and the writers should write him off the show ASAP. Let's go to Sean, who joins us from Elmwood Park, but I do believe he's in Florida. Late night walks, jacuzzis with Dan Proft. Is this correct?
Yes. Top down, baby. Not like your prom night either. This is a convertible. Listen, here's the thing. This is what happens when you give virtue to strangers and scoundrels. He was a scumbag. I called it on hour one, Amy,
We
and
all
you
knew
were
hour
all
one.
upset.
No, I wasn't,
just
Sean.
like you were
Sean, I
with
called this
G.I.
out
Joe.
from the
Oh,
beginning.
don't give me that bull on G.I. Joe, Sean,
I
because
called
Amy
this
and
out from the
I
beginning.
were the ones who called G.I. Joe first legitimately.
And
You called in
and
that day
I-
when it was
please,
still
listen.
illegitimate to say that G.I. Joe was a suicide. We waited
You've
the
been
proper
riding
amount
my
of time.
coattails for 10 years, Wolf. Here's another thing. What happened to Roseanne Barr? Are you forgetting the race component here? Why do you think he said MAGA country?
You know
Yeah,
what?
because it fits his narrative.
You
It's
know what?
perfect.
It
It's what-
reminds me. I think Jussie Smollett is today going to say that he was on Ambien at the time. That's what I think he's going to say. He's going to blame it
Well,
on
he'll,
Ambien.
he'll have to come
Speaking
up
of
with
Roseanne.
something. I mean, clearly there's a bit of mental illness going on or sociopath to drum up this
He's
idea.
depraved on
to
account of
think
he's
he's not going to
deprived.
get caught, first of all. And then to throw, I knew it was BS because out on the streets for 18 years, when it's minus 23 wind chill, rarely crimes are committed. But also, too, That area where he said it took place, that is a safe area. There's no drug dealers and homeless people
Isn't that
living
right
down
near
there.
Channel 5?
It's exactly by Channel 5.
I-
How
you
many
know,
times have you gone from Lizzie McNeil to that parking lot?
I mean,
1,000
Channel 5.
times.
I work for Channel 5. There's nothing but liberals there. I was the only conservative.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
But also the MAGA country is what put the nail in the coffin. Sometimes, just quickly, Chicago Sun-Times is reporting this morning that there is a possibility that he will be going in with his attorneys today to field questions from Chicago police.
You know.
And I say go get him and arrest him.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chuck Spaveri, CEO of Spaveri's Custom Counters, a Chicagoland manufacturer of residential and commercial countertops. If there's a local commercial bank who knows how to get a deal done, it's Signature Bank. When my brother and I needed it, Signature Bank came through with a creative financing solution. That's because Signature Bank has experience working with companies like ours, a second-generation, family-owned and operated manufacturer. Our business matters to Signature Bank, and that comes through in every visit and every phone call with their team, right up to the bank's co-founders, Kevin, Mick, and Brian. Spaveri's is proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. The working class is the backbone of our society. Because of sky-high taxes, Chicago working class is being forced to run for the hills for cities that are more open and tax-friendly. The laws should apply to everyone, not just a few. I propose that politicians who pass insane tax laws give up a portion of their own paycheck as a penalty.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
The quivers, the shivers, goosebumps. That's what our customers say before 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning repairs their furnace. Call us. We'll fix it right, stand by our work, and give you our straightforward pricing, which means no hourly charges. How's that for goosebumps? Right now, get big savings on any heating repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone's coughing and sneezing and sniffling. And if you want to avoid getting sick, I'm sick. I can't even read the copy. I may need this. You know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and Amy can tell you this, they're 100% real. She spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature. So this comes in a capsule, Amy? Is it like a Willy Wonka meal in a capsule, a whole thing, all these 31 fruits and veggies? That's fantastic because I'm a guy on the go and I don't have time to sit there and eat them or put them in a Cuisinart or whatever you do. So he's showed Amy the emails and played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick or even snick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code CHICAGO. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. And use promo code Chicago for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
My name is David Hochberg at Team Hochberg. Here's a secret my competitors won't tell you. Every conventional, FHA, VA, rural, and reverse mortgage loan has closing costs. Borrowers can receive a closing cost credit for some or all of the closing costs by securing a higher interest rate on their loan. Over the past 18 years, I've closed thousands of loans. Some borrowers elected to go at the higher rate to receive a closing cost credit, and others elected to pay their closing costs to secure a lower rate. Team Hochberg doesn't play the no closing cost game in our ads. So if you want to work with the no closing cost carnival barkers, call my competitors. If you want to work with an honest local lender who will always look out for your financial best interest, call Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Legal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage License, MB 6761019, NMLS 1124061.
AM 560, The Answer.
Let's quickly go to the phone lines. Bill joins us from the northern suburbs. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good.
Hey, the supposed crimes supposedly happened in Chicago. There's an easy solution. 5 minutes in the cage with Sergeant Boyd, and he'll get some answers.
Okay. Thanks, Bill.
I'm thinking he should just make it a teachable moment. This is what this crisis management.
Right.
No, say that he's going to pledge all of his earnings, or like 5% of his earnings, future earnings, to fighting the NRA. It worked for Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah,
Why shouldn't it
right.
work for Jussie Smollett?
There's nothing he could do to salvage his career. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, there's a growing call from lawmakers who want to take our existing wall down. And later, the disgraced Deputy FBI Director, Andrew McCabe, tells us his side of the story about that wire. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Gray skies, still some snow showers across the area, and a winter weather advisory in effect until 9 a.m. for Lake County. Well, the inches of snow are adding up. 4.5 in Evanston, 4.3 at O'Hare, 3.4 inches at Midway, 7.5 inches of snow for our friends in DeKalb. In other stories we're following this morning, President Trump wants America's European allies to take in and try hundreds of ISIS fighters captured in Syria. The president says the U.S. will be forced to release the terrorists if Britain, France, Germany, and other allies do not accept the 800 ISIS fighters and put them on trial. White House senior advisor Stephen Miller standing up for the president's decision to declare a national emergency on Fox News Sunday.
Can you name one foreign threat in the world today, outside this country's borders, that currently kills more Americans than the threats crossing our southern border?
Miller did not provide a specific answer, but said other presidents have invoked the 1976 National Emergencies Act to use military construction funds. Facebook is violating data privacy and competition laws, according to a new United Kingdom government report on social media disinformation. It also accuses Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg of contempt for refusing to appear before Parliament to answer questions. Organizers of Pope Francis's summit on preventing clergy sex abuse will meet this week with a dozen abuse victims who have traveled to Rome to protest the Catholic Church's response to the crisis. Teachers at 4 Chicago area charter schools are ending their strike following 9 days on the picket lines. The teachers have reached a tentative deal with the Chicago International Charter School Network. Congressman Danny Davis is supporting Willie Wilson in the Chicago mayoral race. Chicago sports found the Blackhawks over the weekend falling to the Blue Jackets of Columbus 5-2 and hosting Ottawa tonight, 3 points out of a wild card spot. Cubs and White Sox with full squad workouts beginning today. Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500 over the weekend, and J.B. Holmes rallied from 4 shots down to win the Genesis Open, outdueling Justin Thomas, who had 19 putts on the back nine at Riviera, just so Bruce Wolf knows. The news, a service of Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Great news, there's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico can help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes. You could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. 7:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager knows exactly where the Green New Deal takes us.
This is communist. This is not even socialist, if there is any difference. The alienation from everything America has stood for that is embodied in the Green New Deal is remarkable. Liberty, goodbye. In fact, affluence, goodbye.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
A car accident can be stressful and inconvenient. You want your car repaired exactly the way it was before the accident. Unfortunately, there's an epidemic of poorly repaired vehicles by corporate-sponsored repair shops. Insurance companies are looking to cut costs. Your car may look fine, but that pretty paint job doesn't mean it was fixed right. Did the shop use genuine manufacturer replacement parts? Or take shortcuts you can't see to stay on the insurance company's direct repair list of shops out of fear they'll be removed? The shop that does it right every time is America's Auto Body. They use only genuine manufacturer's replacement parts and are a fully certified manufacturer and dealer repair facility. If necessary, America's Auto Body will even stand up for you in dealing with insurance to assure your vehicle is properly repaired. They're not afraid of the insurance company. Remember, you, not the insurance company, have a right to choose the repair shop. Learn what to look for in a potential repair shop at americasautobody.com. That's americasautobody.com.
Hey, I'm Amy Jacobson, and I have the pleasure of having Chris Crum, the national host of Power Trading Radio, with me. And he has some really cool workshops on the schedule that you can attend right here in the Chicagoland area. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm awesome, Amy. Thanks for having me. This is for Online Trading Academy. They're the people that power Trading Radio. And they've got some powerful, comprehensive workshops on the schedule. They're proven, convenient workshops where they teach you the common mistakes that traders and investors make. They show you how they can time the markets with a great degree of accuracy. And you know what they do is they introduce you to a patented rule-based strategy that you can apply to a trading account if you want to replace or supplement your income. Or, you know what, apply it to your long-term investments to grow wealth over time. $500 value, but they have empowered me to give it away to your listeners today absolutely free.
And the phone number to call is 888-984-TRADE. That's 888-984-8723, or go to tradingacademy.com. That's tradingacademy.com.
7:36 and a check of the roads in the AM 560 traffic center. In for Jim, here's Kevin.
In Lake Zurich, crews with an accident on Quentin south of Old McHenry. 53 southbound has a crash right around Higgins. That's jamming you back to the Jane Addams. Starting to say eastbound 80 delays build from the Minooka interchange to before Shepley. Westbound between Shepley and the Minooka interchange also slow. The Edens inbound is jammed from Peterson to the junction, almost a half hour from Lake Cook. Slowing outbound to Toohey and right around Willow. The inbound Kennedy is tight from Canfield all the way into downtown. Almost 40 minutes from O'Hare. 16 from the Junction Express will save you 2. Your outbound trip to Montrose takes 11:45 to O'Hare. Slow most of the way from Irving to the airport. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, a couple of morning snow showers. Otherwise cloudy and cold today, a high of 28, currently 22. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Daddy, what do taxes pay for?
Oh, why, everything. Policemen, trees, sunshine.
On AM 560.
And let's not forget the folks who just don't feel like working, God bless them.
The Answer.
Friday afternoon, actually Friday morning, President Trump declared a national emergency along our southern border.
I'm going to be signing a national emergency because we have an invasion of drugs, invasion of gangs, invasion of people, and it's unacceptable.
And he was a little sing-songing. Did you watch the press conference there, Bruce?
I think I saw the SNL one. Isn't that the same?
Well, he did get a little sing-song as he knows and recognizes the legal hurdles that are ahead.
Emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit, even though it shouldn't be there. And we will possibly get a bad ruling, and then we'll get another bad ruling, and then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake, and we'll win in the Supreme Court, just like the ban. They sued us in the Ninth Circuit, and we lost, and then we lost in the appellate division.
This is a great cold open. I love this.
And then we went to the Supreme Court, and we won.
That's funny that you mentioned it, because here was the cold open on Saturday Night Live.
Right. So I'm basically taking military money so I can Hasball.
So I'm going to sign these papers for emergency, and then I'll immediately be sued, and the ruling will not go in my favor, and then I'll end up in the Supreme Court, and then I'll call my buddy Kavanaugh, and I'll say it's time to repay the Donnie, and he'll say, new phone, who dis?
But in all seriousness, there is some pushback from some Republicans. Marco Rubio's not for it. Suzanne Collins is not for it. Lindsey Graham is all about this. He says this is a national emergency.
Well, the president will have to make a decision where to get the money. Let's just say for a moment that he took some money out of the military construction budget. I would say it's better for the middle school kids in Kentucky to have a secure border. We'll get them the school they need. But right now, we got a national emergency on our hands. Opioid addiction is going through the roof in this country. Thousands of Americans died last year and dying this year because we can't control the flow of drugs into this country, and all of it's coming across the border. So the dangers presented by a broken border, to
Customs
me,
and Border Patrol, though.
And President Trump, sent his, flackies out all weekend to say that there is definitely an emergency. Here's Congressman Jordan.
All I know is this is a serious situation. This is a crisis. Look at the drug problem, the human trafficking problem, the gang violence problem. That's why we need the border security wall, and that's what the president is committed to making sure happens.
That was his little answer that he gave when Martha Raddatz, I believe it's Martha Raddatz.
Yes, she
ABC
was filling
News
in for
this
George
week. Well, she says,
Stephanopoulos.
Congressman, can you give me an example where a president asked for something Congress rejected, and the president went ahead and said he would do it anyway, and Jordan didn't have an answer to that because it hasn't really happened. And I liked your portmanteau, your neologism of flackies. A
What is this,
combination
words
of
with wolf?
combination of flunky and flack, and I like it, a flacky.
Let's bring into the conversation Emma Dumaine. She is correspondent for McCathy, DC, excuse me. And good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So, Emma, where do we go from here, and how is he going to get the funding? Where is he going to be getting the money from?
They have underplayed or tried to assuage concerns that getting the money to build the wall would be in any way disruptive to existing allocations for various federal projects around the country. There has been concerns that he would go to the Army Corps of Engineers, which funds water and major infrastructure projects around the country. There's concern that he would go take money from that pot of money. There's concerns that he would take money from military construction projects around the country, and in general, sort of chipping into existing federal pots of money that are already in many ways being starved for resources because for the past several years we've had Republican government in the House, the Senate, and the White House that has wanted to rein in spending. So from many points of view, there's already not that much money to go around to begin with. The administration has tried to assuage those concerns, saying we have enough money, we're going to make smart decisions, we'll take a little bit here, a little bit there, and again, this is a national emergency, and we'll end up saving money in the future because we'll be creating more jobs. We won't have to have as much manpower at the border because we'll have this wall. But the reality is, we're not going to know. We're not going to know until we see a plan, until the president and his team start to actually put this emergency declaration into action. He just announced it on Friday. It's a long weekend. There's still a lot of steps he has to take going forward.
Sure, Emma, and I'm no constitutional scholar, although I am an attorney, but I think I know more about medical malpractice. So, so here's my question.
You're already ahead of me.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But we're all constitutional scholars in this great republic. So, as far as I can divine and distill the argument, it's that basically it comes down to whether this is a military or a civilian expenditure of money, because you can justify it as a military expenditure, and we do have 4,000 troops down there. It's almost like asking if the dress is gold or blue. Remember that thing a few months ago? So you're going to have arguments on both sides. And that's why you even have conservatives, of course, we're all we're cucks and we're neocons and all that. And, we still subscribe to the Weekly Standard that doesn't exist anymore. But I'm just saying, that, it does bother us because Obama used the phone and the pen, and now Trump is using it, and we seem to be flip-flopping on this. So where does the legal argument go?
I mean, that's going to be the question, and the legal argument, right now, so new in this process, the legal argument is tied up very much in politics.
Well, yeah. Oh, go on.
Yeah. So
I didn't mean to interrupt.
So no. So that's where people are going. The people who don't like this plan are saying that it's overreach. The people who do like this plan are saying that it's sufficient. Someone like, you played a clip of Lindsey Graham, the senator from South Carolina, who didn't like it when Obama used, his phone and his pen to change immigration laws, even though so the thing that's interesting with someone like Lindsey Graham is he liked what Obama was doing in terms of creating more opportunities for immigrants to get legal status through the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which was Obama's executive order that's now going through the courts, that President Trump is trying to redact. But he didn't like the way the president did it. So this is sort of the conflict for him right now, where he wants to support the president of his party doing something that originally, Graham was expressing some consternation about, saying, I'm not sure that this would stand up in the court of law. I'm not sure that this would go well, and has changed his tune and say, no, this is appropriate. This is the way to go. This is the only way to do it. So that's at this point, the legal argument is going to come together at a certain point, but right now the politics are what's really driving this conversation.
Yeah, and already the ACLU and the state of California is suing for an overreach of executive power, and I think 6 more states are going to be joining in on that lawsuit.
Yeah.
So we're
those are states that they're seeing a constitutional problem because they don't like the policy. That's the reality. Mm-hmm.
Do we have to ramp up? Because I have a final question. No, I have a final question.
Well, then by all means,
Okay.
Bruce
Well,
Wolf.
I hate to stand.
Emma, did you know that Bruce Wolf has a final question
Yes.
for you?
Well, here's the thing.
Here's
the thing.
I'm over boiling with anticipation.
Well, here's
This is
the
a very
thing,
special
Emma
day
Dunn
for
of
you, Emma.
McClatchy. Here's the thing. It is President's Day, and I hate to sandbag you here, but it is President's Day. Who was
Oh my gosh,
who was
here
the
he goes
32nd president
my
of the United States?
Emma, it's okay. I didn't know either.
No, I'm not even
We're
going
not
to
going
try.
to play your little reindeer games, Bruce.
All right. Okay.
First
That's a
time
trick
on the
I should have Wikipedia'd that before I came on.
That's a trick question. We actually skipped the 32nd president.
So I know things are shut down in Washington, D.C. today. What do you expect to happen tomorrow?
That there's
At
not
the
a government now that there's not a government shutdown.
Yep.
What do I expect to happen? Well, nothing's going to happen at the Capitol tomorrow because they're in recess for a week.
Okay. Gosh, they take
They're
a
back
lot
in
of
their-
breaks. My co-host
Yeah,
is on recess this week too.
Yeah, right.
I bet you he knows who the 32nd president was.
Yeah, right.
FDR.
Well, they like to say that they eschewed many breaks to deal with various government shutdowns over the past several weeks. So they think they deserve a vacation. But they'll also tell you we're not on vacation. We're meeting with constituents. We're holding town halls.
I love the town
Rotary
hall.
clubs.
Of course.
Lots of town halls.
All right.
All right, Emma, I'm sorry for sandbagging you. I'll never do it again because I'm never being invited back on
thank
this
you.
show. Thank you.
That is Emma
What a relief.
Dumaine, yes, correspondent for McClatchy, D.C. Thanks, Emma, for joining us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. On AM 560, The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I believe that your company has the answer because I've been through cancer treatment and knowing what it does to the body. And, oh, my, if that's all that medical science has to offer, there must be a better way. And I think the better way is knowing what to eat and getting it. I do notice that I have less inflammation. I feel like when I'm taking Balance of Nature, I'm getting fruits and vegetables more than what I would ordinarily get. I like when I open up the bottles, you can really smell the fruits and vegetables. I mean, I know I'm getting fruits and vegetables.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Well, the weather outside is frightful, but if you have school-age kids, You should be thinking about back to school season, and specifically you should be thinking about where you will be sending your kids to school this fall. If you've always felt like you didn't really have a choice to send your kids to a private school because of the cost, then listen up. We want to tell you about halfpriceschools.com. At halfpriceschools.com, you can find local private schools from all over Chicagoland that are offering vouchers for a full year of tuition at half the price with no catch. Find a school near you, purchase the tuition voucher, prepare to send your child off to school this fall. It's that simple. Halfpriceschools.com has schools located all across Chicagoland. You got Westminster Christian School in Elgin, Kingswood Academy in Darien, St. John's Lutheran School in Chicago's Portage Park neighborhood. Make private school a real option for your family for the first time this year. But don't wait. Many of these vouchers will sell out. Visit halfpriceschools.com today. That's halfpriceschools.com.
The Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show, one of the largest coin shows in the nation, is here. Now at the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Winter blues got you down? When the weather's cold, go for some indoor fun for everyone. Check out Coins and Currency as history comes alive right before your eyes. Coins and Currency can be great investments too, and a great hobby. Admission and parking are free. Just bring your photo ID. Hundreds of the top dealers from all over the country. Displays valued at millions of dollars. U.S. and world paper money, gold and silver bullion, and more. The Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show. A show for the whole family. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. At the new location, the Pheasant Run Resort in St. Charles. Admission and parking both free with your photo ID. Get rid of those winter blues. Get to the Greater Chicago Coin, Currency, and Collectible Show. All the info at chicagocoinshow.com. chicagocoinshow.com.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson, and you'll have to wait until spring to get the outside of your house painted, but winter, perfect opportunity to get your interior painted. You know, people walk into my kitchen and ask, Amy, did you get new cabinets? No, I save myself thousands of dollars by simply having them painted by the experts at CertaPro Painters. So cross the first project off your 2019 to-do list. CertaPro Painters will ensure a beautiful transformation of your home. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered. In-home with a color consultation or online with their color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting experts. You can schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Get a free estimate at CertaPro.com or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
AmericanEagle.com has been fortunate to develop thousands of business websites over the past 15 years. Businesses just like yours. Don't think because they advertise on the radio and mention big clients like Portillo's, WeatherTech, and Dairy Queen that they won't give your small to medium-sized business the same great service. Small and medium-sized companies are a huge part of AmericanEagle.com's clients. AmericanEagle.com's continued success is because they're capable of a wide range of projects from small to extremely large. They view all clients as long-term partners on every internet endeavor. When you're looking for an experienced and reputable partner for any of your internet-related projects, consider AmericanEagle.com. They'll likely be able to show you a project they've already done that's similar to what your company needs. AmericanEagle.com, the only name you need to know for website development, hosting, and maintenance. You can reach AmericanEagle.com on the web or at 773-NETWORK. That's 773-NETWORK.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
For more than 50 years, Mueller CPA, a certified public accounting and business advisory firm, has been serving clients in Chicagoland. Dave Nissen, Mueller's managing partner, is here to explain Mueller CPA's history, journey, and opportunity.
Thanks, Dan. Our firm was started by Al Mueller as a one-person CPA firm in 1968. Through growth and partnerships, Mueller CPA has blossomed from a regional firm to an organization that provides services worldwide. Mueller is a reflection of our years of listening and caring for our clients, and we would not be here today if it wasn't for our professionals and support personnel. We value the human side of our business and recognize it as being the most important element of our success. We are growing, we are hiring, and we welcome your interest in our firm.
If you are looking for your first opportunity or your forever career, join an award-winning team that cares about you. Visit the career page at MuellerCPA.com or call Dave directly at 630-524-5274.
AM 560, The Answer.
So guess who's heading to the border?
Is this the theme for Empire?
I don't know.
Because I never watched the show. I don't feel I have standing to even talk about this because I would never dream of watching that show.
Really? Well, it's filmed here in Chicago. That didn't pique your interest to check it out?
Chicago Fire. So's the NBC 5 Chicago News. I don't watch that either.
You know, my friend Sue made a vase for a scene in Empire where the lead lady takes the vase and she kicks it off the dining room table.
Ooh,
she had to make 60 vases for that one scene.
Take 59. Jussie, you didn't get it right. You're written off the show. You don't know how to throw a vase, let alone a punch at two Nigerians.
Real quickly, and we are going to talk about Jussie Smollett again at 8:38. Our good friend Paul Hubel will be here. Former police officer, current private investigator, was at that event yesterday where the Muslim community is demanding that Jussie Smollett be arrested. He was there. And also new information that a grand jury is going to be convened probably today or tomorrow to begin possible indictments against Jussie Smollett. It's getting good.
Do we need a grand jury? Can't we just throw him in the clink?
Oh, no.
Throw him in with Officer Van Dyke in Danbury, Connecticut.
Let's make him sweat this out, shall we? Over the weekend, we're learning Illinois Republican Congressman, our good friend of the show, well, at least he used to be, Adam Kinzinger, is heading to the border. He has a 2-week deployment to the Arizona border. He's going with the Wisconsin Air National Guard, of course, and the 5-term congressman has served as a pilot, remember, with the Wisconsin Air National Guard for years, and he's going to deploy there. He served 3 previous tours along the southwest border and was also deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan.
So he's no longer a friend because he's against Trump?
No.
International foreign intervention?
We've had some interviews with him that got canceled for some reason, but we'll try to get him back on the show tomorrow. All right? We'll make an effort. Also, for the weekend, you have more and more Democratic lawmakers who want to actually take down the existing wall that we have.
Sure.
And none other than Beto O'Rourke, who's a congressman from El Paso, who grew up in El Paso, went to El Paso High School. He's calling for the current wall to come down.
I want to pass along from a question from a congressman who does not represent the border, but he is in Texas, Dan Crenshaw, who's a new member of Congress. He's been very outspoken in favor of the president's agenda on the border, particularly.
Right.
And he wanted to ask you, he tweeted this, I'm just passing it along. It's not something he didn't text me. Would you, if you could, would you take the wall down now, here?
Yes.
Like you have a wall.
Absolutely.
Knock it down.
I'd take the wall down.
And do you think the city, if there's a referendum here in this city, that would pass?
So funny.
I do. Here's what we know. After the Secure Fence Act, we have built 600 miles of wall and fencing on a 2,000-mile border. What that has done is not in any demonstrable way made us safer. It's cost us tens of billions of dollars to build and to maintain, and it has pushed migrants and asylum seekers and refugees to the most inhospitable, the most hostile stretches of the U.S.-Mexico border, ensuring their suffering and death. More than 4,000 human beings, little kids, women, and children, have died. They're not in cages, they're not locked up, they're not separated, they're dead over the last 10 years as we have walled off their opportunity to legally petition for asylum, to cross in urban centers like El Paso, to be with family, to work jobs, to do what any human being should have a right to be able to do, what we would do if faced with the same circumstances they were.
You know, we should tear down all the walls, the ports of entry, have a red carpet for the foreigners to come in. And you know what? That red carpet should lead right to the Oscar ceremony. And I want them to populate, at least be seat fillers for the Oscars, if not the hosts of the Oscars, because everybody, all these, celebrities who have their walled-off communities, they want to open up the borders. You know, it's fascinating.
Do you know what would happen if they took down the wall in El Paso? Are you kidding me?
Right. Remember the Alamo.
Talk about a takeover. Yeah, exactly. That's what would happen.
You know what's interesting? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, the economics guru?
Sure.
That's what I call her.
She threw on Amazon. She wanted to get rid of Amazon. They got rid of Amazon. One of her arguments was the jobs aren't going to go to people from Queens. They're going to go to people from Pittsburgh. So let me understand this. People from Pittsburgh are not allowed to come into Queens to get a job. But we're going to allow the foreigners to come in across the border.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, disgraced deputy FBI director tells his story about that elusive wire. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Snow ending for now in northern and western Illinois. We'll see how long that lasts. Congressman Danny Davis endorsing Willie Wilson in the mayor's race. A vigil held to remember victims of the Aurora shooting. Man injured in a Southside hit and run. Blackhawks host the Senators tonight. The Fighting Illini are at Wisconsin. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
We're talking behind the president's back. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Former FBI Director Andrew McCabe says Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein seriously offered to wear a wire into the White House after President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. At the White House, Fox's John Decker.
The president tweeting, wow, so many lies by now disgraced acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe. He was fired for lying, and now his story gets even more deranged. McCabe making headlines for the allegations he detailed last night on CBS's 60 Minutes.
We talked about why the president had insisted on firing the director and whether or not he was thinking about the Russia investigation and did that impact his decision.
Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham says he will thoroughly investigate comments from McCabe after he alleged that Justice Department officials discussed a plan to potentially remove President Trump from office. Chris?
John Decker at the White House. Thanks. There are nationwide protests today against President Trump's move to build a southern border wall. Fox's Griff Jenkins in D.C.
More than 240 actions across the nation, organized by a coalition of activist groups led by MoveOn.org. Their goal, to fight the president's national emergency declaration and address what MoveOn's campaign director calls, quote, this false crisis is an illegal, unconstitutional power grab that undermines American democracy to advance his racist agenda.
White House advisor Stephen Miller indicates the president would veto any congressional resolution planned by Democrats to oppose the emergency declaration. Facebook is accused in a report from the British Parliament of behaving like digital gangsters by intentionally violating data privacy laws. A parliamentary committee is calling for tougher rules for social media companies, including a mandatory code of ethics and an independent regulator to oversee those sites. This is Fox News.
Gray skies, still a few snow showers in the area, and a winter weather advisory up for Lake County until 9 a.m. Enhanced lake effect snow there, reducing some visibility. 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott, and we've had some snow. 4.5 inches in Evanston, 3.4 inches in Midway, 7.5 inches officially in DeKalb. Teachers at 4 charter schools in Chicago are ending their strike following 9 days on the picket lines. Chicago Teachers Union saying teachers and paraprofessionals have reached a tentative deal. Strike impacted 2,200 students. Congressman Danny Davis is backing Willie Wilson in the Chicago mayor's race. Davis endorsing the businessman yesterday. Family, friends, and community members remembering victims of Friday's shooting at a manufacturing plant in Aurora.
Now is a time to heal. Now is a time to forgive. Now is a time to move together as a stronger community.
4 of the 5 police officers wounded in Friday's warehouse shootout are now out of the hospital. Chicago sports. Blackhawks host the Ottawa Senators tonight. Hawks looking to rebound from Saturday's 5-2 loss to the Blue Jackets. Cubs and White Sox with full squad workouts later today. Big Ten hoops. Fighting Illini travel to Madison, Wisconsin, trying to halt a 14-game losing skid to the Badgers. It's 8:03. Time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here is Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Payless has started its liquidation sale. Its remaining 2,100 stores are closing. Most will stay open till the end of March. Some will remain open until May. Payless was still dealing with debt from its sale to 2 investment firms in 2012. It reorganized under bankruptcy protection in 2017, and it closed 673 stores, but it was still left with $435 million in debt. Apple is bringing back the big MacBook Pro. Tech website The Verge says an all-new design is being revealed this year with a screen of between 16 and 16.5 inches. It'll be the largest MacBook notebook screen since the company stopped selling a 17-inch model back in 2012. The Dow was up 443 Friday, NASDAQ up 45. Markets are closed today for the President's Day holiday. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland area? Have you overcome obstacles to make your business what it is today? If that's your business, then AM 560 wants to tell your story on the AM 560 Business Tour, presented by Signature Bank. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson will be broadcasting live from businesses all around Chicagoland, telling success stories of thriving, successful businesses. Hey, if that's you, tell us about it. Visit 560theanswer.com/business and submit your information. That's 560theanswer.com/business.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Bob Aument, a founding partner of the law firm of Dassman & Aument and longtime personal customer of Signature Bank. Our firm recently left one of the larger banks to bank with Signature Bank, and it's been a refreshing change. With Signature Bank, we've been able to tailor banking solutions that fit the specific needs of our firm. Beyond that, Signature Bank is responsive, efficient, and timely in meeting those needs. If I have a request, I pick up the phone and talk to Mick O'Rourke, not someone at a phone bank thousands of miles away. Dassman & Aument needed more than what the larger banks offer, and we found that with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All money managers might seem the same, but while some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios, Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. So if you're in or nearing retirement, talk with us and find out why investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments. Clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
It is 8:07. Let's get an update on the roads now in the AM 560 Traffic Center. Here is Kevin Henry.
Crash in Gurney on Delaney north of 41, in Wheaton at Gary and Geneva, and in Riverwoods on Milwaukee at Lake Cook Road. Over on the Edens inbound, no problems from Lake Cook Road to the junction. Outbound side taking you almost a half hour, slow from Montrose to Dempster and right around Tower Road. The eastbound and westbound spur ramp to and from the Tri-State also pretty heavy. Coming in on the Kennedy, slow Foster all the way into downtown. It's going to be a 33-minute trip from the airport, 18 from the Junction Express, or worse by a minute, so use those locals if you can. The inbound Eisenhower slows north to the Tri-State, then 25th to Austin, Central Park into the Burn Interchange. Almost 45 minutes from 390 and 28 from Manheim. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. And your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and meteorologist Steve Williams.
Some morning snow this morning, otherwise clouds and cold today, high 28. Cloudy and cold tonight, low 16. Clouds tomorrow, high 30. Periods of snow, sleet, and freezing rain on Wednesday morning, the high Wednesday 37. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
23 at O'Hare. Next news update, 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Alpha Wealth Group, bringing the trilogy of estate, tax, and investment planning together. Visit alphawealthgroup.com for a free report.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Good Monday morning. Happy President's Day. Amy Jacobson here. Bruce Wolf filling in for Dan Proft this week.
Morning.
Yeah. Did you watch the 60 Minutes interview last night?
No, because
with Andrew McCabe.
They left things out.
Well, what do you mean? No, this is what we learned, that somebody was going to wear a wire into the White House, and that man was Rod Rosenstein. And why was he going to do it? Because they did not like the tone President Trump was taking about the Russian probe.
We talked about why the president had insisted on firing the director and whether or not he was thinking about the Russia investigation and did that impact his decision. And in the context of that conversation, the Deputy Attorney General offered to wear a wire into the White House. He said, I never get searched when I go into the White House. I could easily wear a recording device. They wouldn't know it was there. Now, he was not joking. He was absolutely serious. And in fact, he brought it up in the next meeting we had.
Well, because Rod Rosenstein, when asked, he said, oh, that was just a joke. But it wasn't.
I never actually considered taking him up on the offer. I did discuss it with my general counsel and my leadership team back at the FBI after he brought it up the first time.
The point of Rosenstein wearing the wire into a meeting with the president was what? What did he hope to obtain?
I can't characterize what Rod was thinking or what he was hoping at that moment. But the reason you would have someone wear a concealed recording device would be to collect evidence. And in this case, what was the true nature of the president's motivation in calling for the firing of Jim Comey?
The general counsel at the FBI and the leadership team you spoke with said what about this idea?
I think the general counsel had a heart attack. When he got up off the floor, he said, that's a bridge too far. We're not there yet.
So let me get this straight. We in Chicago are consumed about some guy basically perpetrating a hoax, a fake hate crime. Meanwhile, we came this close to a coup in the United
because
States.
the two of them also discussed about... No, let me finish. They also discussed rounding up cabinet members and Vice Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment, saying that he's not fit for office. To get the latest on this and reaction, let's go to our good friend and returning guest, Ed Morrissey, senior editor for hotair.com and columnist for The Week. Good morning, Ed. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, so what did you think of the big bombshell there on 60 Minutes last night?
Well, I was trying to decide which bombshell we were going to talk about, whether it was going to be a Jussie Smollett bombshell or the Andrew McCabe bombshell. A lot of bombshells going off around here. It was sort of leaked by Scott Pelley of CBS News, the whole 25th Amendment thing, and Rod Rosenstein wearing the wire, which was a story that was reported back in September. And earlier today, yesterday, I should say, Fox News was reporting that former FBI General Counsel James Baker told House Judiciary and House Oversight Committees that McCabe and Lisa Page had come to him saying that they had at least two of Trump's cabinet members ready to sign on to a 25th Amendment push to get him out of office. So McCabe was saying on Friday, oh, no, he misunderstood. I wasn't the one pushing this. It was Rod Rosenstein who brought it up, and we just had one brief conversation about it. Apparently, last fall when Baker was testifying to the two House committees, he told a much different story than McCabe told on Friday in response to the blowback on this. So about the best thing you can say here is that Andrew McCabe is not getting his story straight. Something very strange is going on here. And I know that Lindsey Graham is going to hold hearings of the Senate Judiciary Committee to try to figure out what was going on at the Department of Justice.
But considering Andrew McCabe's past, I mean, should people trust him?
No.
I mean, remind us of what he did.
He got fired for lying. I mean, and he lied to FBI investigators, and he got fired a few days ahead of his retirement because of it. This is a guy who was very deeply involved in the decision to open up a counterintelligence operation against a presidential candidate. And at least from what we've found so far, there doesn't seem to be a lot of basis for that. And then you mix into that the idea that there was all these texts going back and forth between the FBI agents that showed an anti-Trump bias, and then you have this very strange idea coming out of the FBI and the Department of Justice that they can initiate a 25th Amendment removal of a president, which is absolutely not true. The Department of Justice has absolutely no role in that. The FBI has even less than absolutely no role in that. And it points to this notion that the whole thing was a politically orchestrated hit on Donald Trump, and it really saps the credibility of the counterintelligence investigation that was initiated, which was the basis of what Robert Mueller is doing right now. I think Robert Mueller must be looking at this and saying, hey, thanks a lot, guys. You're really helping me out here.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm a plaintiff's attorney, and I always like it.
And an all-around good guy.
Not really. When defendants are pointing the fingers, you got at each other. They're joint tortfeasors, and because we were led to believe that these are these good old John Law types who follow the playbook, but they're arguing and accusing each other of lying right now, and it doesn't look very good. And it just, as you mentioned, it kind of eviscerates the whole raison d'etre for the Mueller investigation at this point.
Well, I think you're right. And by the way, thank you very much, because I love the term raison d'etre, and nobody ever says it anymore.
Well, I had it for dinner last night.
Yeah, it was good.
It was wonderful.
A little flambé.
Yeah, exactly.
Really great. You're absolutely correct, though, about this, Bruce, which is that the whole Mueller investigation is predicated on that counterintelligence probe that was opened up by the FBI by Andrew McCabe and others who have been shown to be, at the very least, reckless in how they approach their job, and you can also say probably at the least were inclined to abuse their power. I mean, you can't sit around the Department of Justice trying to figure out whether or not you're going to be able to convince cabinet members to throw out Donald Trump for firing your boss and not have people come to the conclusion that you're trying to abuse your power. And I think that's really the most egregious part of this, and it just bleeds all over Robert Mueller's investigation. Anything that comes from that source is, fruit from the poison tree. Now, we talk about that in terms of Miranda, in terms of keeping evidence out. That's clear. This is clearly more political than legal when it comes to what Mueller is doing here. But it's still going to taint everything that comes out of this.
All right. I wanted to switch gears and talk about what happened on Friday in the Rose Garden. President Trump declaring a national emergency along our border. So for me, it feels like he's trading a battle in Congress for one in the courts. But he took out the urgency out of the emergency when Peter Alexander from NBC News said, why are you doing this? He goes, well, I don't have to do this, but I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you want somebody to say when you have to try to back up their claim in court. I mean, he's basically conceding the idea that this isn't the type of emergency that the legislation was meant to do. The problem with this, and I think that this is a terrible precedent to set. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have done this. But the problem that this really sets, or that this really reflects, is the fact that Congress gave presidents this power in the first place. If you need a national emergency declared, Congress is in session all year long. If it's a true emergency, they can come together and declare an emergency. It's not that difficult to do. And we've had this now for 40 years, often 43 years, I think, was passed in 1976. And there's been 60 emergencies declared. I mean, there's been 60 emergencies that a president has declared over the last 43 years. Every president has declared them. They're usually pretty mundane. And can anybody remember even 5 of these national emergencies?
Well, I remember after 9/11, I remember that. And I remember President Obama declaring a national emergency when it came to Dreamers' parents and deporting them. He halted their deportation.
No, but Ed, Martha Raddatz said a clever one yesterday.
What?
Substituting for Stephanopoulos. She said to Jim Jordan, can you give me an example where a president asked for something that Congress rejected, and the president went ahead and said he would do it anyway? And Jordan really didn't have an answer for that one. So there's a little distinction there.
Yeah, and this is the reason why Congress never should have handed the authority over to the presidency in the first place, right? I mean, this is a mistake from the Congress in 1976, and it should be rectified. And I think it might be after this. I think Congress might want to take a look at this and repeal that law because it's unnecessary. And you're going to end up doing, if it wasn't Trump, it was going to be somebody else down the road. And Obama sort of kind of sidled up to that line with the DAPA-DACA emergency declaration
Was that
as
Fred
well.
Flintstone
And
who
it-
did that? I think Fred Flintstone did the Dabba
Dabba-dabba
Dabba.
do.
Look, Ed,
Dabba Dabba, yeah,
the Dabba Dabba
yeah,
Dabba.
coin something else.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and I think David French was the one who brought this out in National Review. But he's a cuck. So here's the thing, the distinction between a military use and a civilian use, and Trump is trying to make the argument that, well, we've got 4,000 troops at the border. This is a military use, but it's really not the same as a wartime situation. This is a civilian border, and you're basically, this isn't not like when the dress is the dress gold or the dress blue. This is really playing around with the language, isn't it?
I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's a bad precedent to set. I think it's something that shouldn't have happened, and Congress is not going to be able to stop it because they might be able to have enough votes to formally reject the declaration of emergency, but that formal rejection can be vetoed by Donald Trump, and they don't have enough votes to override a veto on it. And again, I think they're going to look at this and realize that they've kind of given away the candy store in terms of the direction of funding to the executive branch, and they're going to have to fix this at some point down the road. So I think that even in an emergency situation, you have the War Powers Act, which covers that type of thing, where you have to get troops someplace to deal with a threat to national security, and you can't call. It'll take Congress a few days to get together on that. The War Powers Act covers that. You don't need this emergency declaration mechanism that Congress gave Gerald Ford back in 1976.
Ed, you're very smart, and I love hotair.com, and I plagiarize it from all the time when I tweet. But here's the thing. Today is President's Day, and I'm going to sandbag you. We've been doing this with all our guests.
Ed.
Can you name for me the 22nd President of the United States, Ed Morrissey? Can you name the
22nd President?
Yeah.
Well, Chester A. Arthur was the 21st, so was it Benjamin Harrison?
I'm sorry. Here's a hint. I'll let you get the consolation prize. He was also the 24th President of the United States.
Oh, Grover Cleveland.
Okay, you get the consolation prize,
look at
Ed.
you.
Very, very nice.
Ed, do you want to talk about Jussie Smollett? What do you think of what's going on? Isn't this crazy?
It's crazy, and I'll tell you this. I mean, I've written about it a little bit. We've written about it quite a bit at Hot Air.
Good.
I would just tell everybody to sort of, hold their jets on this, wait for the police or the grand jury. Apparently, TMZ is reporting that it's going to go to a grand jury next week. It certainly looks suspicious, and it looks suspicious to a lot of us right from the very beginning because it was just so over the top and so ridiculous. Plus the idea that you had two guys in Chicago that, voted for Donald Trump. I mean, that's one, maybe. Okay, but two, that's
well, they couldn't find a MAGA hat in Uptown.
They just
got
a red stocking
they couldn't
cap.
find because there isn't one.
There isn't one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, right? I mean, it's Uptown Chicago, and so I would also say for everybody else is don't necessarily conclude that this is a hoax. Certainly be skeptical, and I would say at this point be extremely skeptical.
Wait a minute, Ed,
I've
done my victory lap already, and you're telling me I got to take it back?
Well,
you
wait
think
for the
it's
grand
still...
jury to come back and see what they have to say. But I mean, there's no rush on this type of thing. And what the problem with this story always was that there was this jump to conclusions based on what is clearly a questionable claim, and using that to paint millions of people as racists and homophobes on the basis of something that may not be true at all.
Well,
and it wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Come on, Ed. We know. You know we're racists and homophobes. You know that.
Right. All right, Ed Morrissey, we're going to have to leave it there for today.
Thank you.
Senior editor for hotair.com and columnist for the week. Always a pleasure having you on, and have a great President's Day.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
A lot of deals have been the Chicago way of doing business. I've never been tied to Chicago political machine. As your next mayor, I propose a citizen review board made up of citizens, law enforcement, city officials that will review the inner workings of City Hall on a quarterly basis. This open door policy will clean up the old corrupt ways and turn City Hall and to the People's Hall.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Well, another new year has come and gone, and if you're a business owner and still haven't done anything about your company's network and computer system, listen closely. You and your employees suffer every time something goes wrong with your network, and in most cases, it can take days to hire an IT person to fix it. Maybe you've been lucky and everything's running fine, but how long will that last? Whether you've experienced technical trouble or not, when you do, it costs your company money. But it doesn't have to. Don't wait for a crisis. Turnkey IT can help make 2019 the year you're prepared for anything technology throws at you. You'll be set up for success and get in front of the many technical issues that can overwhelm a business. Turnkey specializes in the preventive steps to keep you going. So get on it. For a limited time, get free lunch for the decision makers of your company when you have Turnkey do a complimentary network audit of your systems. Even if you have a current IT company, a second opinion never hurts. Leave the technical stuff to the pros so you can focus on the important things. Visit turnkey.pro today. Turnkey.pro.
When it's cold outside, you can dress for it. But when your furnace gives out, hey, a blanket fort can only do so much. So call your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll replace your old furnace with a new high-efficiency one. And that beats a bunch of blankets any day. Right now, cozy up to big savings on a complete heating system. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hi, friends. Bruce Wolf here again. Like it or not, it's cold and flu season in Chicago. Just look around the office. Everyone is coughing and sneezing and sniffling. And if you want to avoid getting sick, then you know that you need to give your immune system a boost. And a great way to do that is with the fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. We're all busy. It's hard to get enough fruits and veggies in our diet. That's where Balance of Nature comes in. It's 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a capsule to boost your immune system all winter long. You've heard the testimonials on the air, and Amy can tell you this. They are 100% real. She spent time with Dr. Douglas Howard, founder and creator of Balance of Nature, and he showed her the emails and played the voicemails of real people who use Balance of Nature to get healthier and stay healthy. That should be you. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. You can get 35% off when you order by using promo code CHICAGO. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use promo code CHICAGO for 35% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
Another school year is about to wrap up, and you need to start thinking about what activities your son or daughter will be involved with during summer break. You want them to have fun this summer, but at the same time have some structure to be prepared for the next school year. Introduce them to St. John's Northwestern Experience in the beautiful Lake Country region of southeast Wisconsin with summer OPS, opportunities for personal success. 5 intensive weeks of learning and training. Young men and women grades 7 to 12 get an opportunity to advance academically in the structured and supportive environment of a military boarding school, and at the same time be involved in an exciting summer adventure camp that inspires personal growth through a commitment to excellence in academics, leadership skills, spiritual and character development, and athletics and wellness. Camp St. John's Northwestern for your son or daughter with full boarding or day camp programs. Get more info at 1-800-SJ-CADET. That's 1-800-SJ-CADET, or online at sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org.
AM 560, The Answer.
Real quick, a few house cleaning items. Anthony Weiner is out. The Weiner is out of prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Did you hear about that?
I had heard that.
Do you care? Do you think he's going back home to Uma?
I always hope that there's a possibility of reconciliation.
Oh, you do?
You know, for the kids.
Oh.
Do they have any?
Yeah. What do you mean, do they have any? He was a stay-at-home dad. And that's when he had too much time on his hands, and he got a little handsy and started taking selfies, nude photos of himself, and sending them to 15-year-old girls.
So if he had won that
prison in the
municipal election, maybe he wouldn't have had time to do this.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's up. He's either in a halfway house or home confinement. We're still trying to figure out exactly which one. I'm sure they'll catch up with him, people from TMZ.
Mm-hmm.
And also, help me with her pronunciation. The Fox News anchor. She's supposed to be the UN ambassador.
Oh, yeah.
The U.S. ambassador
Heather
to the UN.
Nauert.
No, say it. Come on, Heather.
Heather Nauert. Look, I didn't even know how to pronounce Jussie Smollett. I didn't know that was Smollett.
Okay, so it's Heather Nauert, who is from Rockford, by the way.
Really?
She's turning down the position on behalf of her family because apparently they had hired a nanny who was here illegally.
No, I think
And
she...
then the developing news this morning, she's also not going to be the spokesperson anymore for the State Department.
Wasn't she a singer in the song Surrender from Rockford's favorite
No,
group?
she wasn't. And lastly, Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He settled his collusion case. I'm going to say for about $500,000, right?
60 to 80 million dollar range.
What?
Yep, he had sued the NFL and because he
What was a
believed that
grievance?
they were he believed that they were keeping him out of the NFL because he
There was
took a stance
collusion.
and kneeled
See, that's
during the national anthem. He is walking away with 60 to 80 million.
See, that's real collusion. What Trump did with Russia, that's not, well, that may be collusion, but it's not a conspiracy and it's not a crime. This was collusion. They wouldn't sign him to a quarterback deal.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the Jussie Smollett case heading for a grand jury. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Snow beginning to clear up. 23 degrees at 8:30 on AM 560. The Answer. Winter weather advisory, though, still in effect until 9 a.m. for Lake County with lake effect snow. Some of the snow totals are kind of amazing. DeKalb this morning waking up with 7.5 inches of snow. The Vatican this morning dismissing ex-Cardinal Theodore McCarrick over sex abuse claims. The Vatican Saturday announced that the former archbishop who was found guilty of sex abuse by a church tribunal would be defrocked. This morning he was. That makes him the highest-ranking official from the church to be expelled from priesthood for sex abuse. One person is dead after an armed robbery turned into a shootout overnight in New Orleans' Central Business District. Police Chief Sean Ferguson.
Uniformed officers attempted to engage the individual for questioning. At that time, the individual then pulled their weapon out and began firing at our uniformed officers.
Officers returned fire, killing the suspect. 5 bystanders were shot in the exchange. Democrat National Committee Chairman Tom Perez forced to defend the party's debate schedule after former Vice President Joe Biden said the U.S. election process, including the DNC schedule, begins too early.
What we learned from the last cycle is people have a real thirst for learning what our candidates are thinking about, what their vision for America is.
On NBC's Meet the Press, Perez says history shows it actually started earlier in the past. Teachers at 4 Chicago charter schools ending their strike following 9 days on the picket lines. The Chicago Teachers Union, teachers and paraprofessionals reaching a tentative deal with the Chicago International Charter School Network. No one in custody after an off-duty Amtrak officer on his way to work was shot at in Chicago's West Loop by someone driving a dark-colored SUV. In another major stumble for the new governor, J.B. Pritzker has been forced to appoint a state lawmaker as director of the state's Veterans Affairs Department after his first choice, Army Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Martinez, stepped down. Chicago sports. Blackhawks host the Ottawa Senators tonight. Cubs and White Sox full squad workouts in spring training today. Fighting Illini men's basketball riding a 4-game win streak when they travel to Madison to battle Wisconsin tonight. The news service of Geico. Great news. There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save. 8:33, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has a message for liberals.
That liberals are so stupid as to not realize what Alan Dershowitz realizes, that the enemy of liberalism is the left. Your foolishness is jeopardizing the future of the greatest experiment in liberty in human history, the United States of America, because you don't understand the left is your enemy.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
A car accident can be stressful and inconvenient. You want your car repaired exactly the way it was before the accident. Unfortunately, there's an epidemic of poorly repaired vehicles by corporate-sponsored repair shops. Insurance companies are looking to cut costs. Your car may look fine, but that pretty paint job doesn't mean it was fixed right. Did the shop use genuine manufacturer replacement parts? Or take shortcuts you can't see to stay on the insurance company's direct repair list of shops out of fear they'll be removed? The shop that does it right every time is America's Auto Body. They use only genuine manufacturer's replacement parts and are a fully certified manufacturer and dealer repair facility. If necessary, America's Auto Body will even stand up for you in dealing with insurance to assure your vehicle is properly repaired. They're not afraid of the insurance company. Remember, you, not the insurance company, have a right to choose the repair shop. Learn what to look for in a potential repair shop at americasautobody.com. That's americasautobody.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It was early last week that I felt as though there was going to be a cold coming on. What I did is increase my intake schedule earlier in the day, and 2 days later, all symptoms gone. And that was my first real battleground test to see, okay, let's see what this can do. Outside of that, I feel better all health. I noticed another lift that says, yeah, this stuff is coming on. I've had people come up to me and say, hey, you know, are you brainwashed by this? I said, no, nothing like that whatsoever. I said, it just simply works.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
8:36 and a check of the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center. In for Jim, here's Kevin Henry.
Crash in Lombard at Westmore Myers and Division and in Park City, 41 southbound after Washington. Over on 53, things are pretty heavy-headed southbound from Algonquin to Higgins with a right lane blocking crash. Northbound looking okay right now. 80 eastbound solid from the Minooka interchange to before Shepley. We have a crash involving a semi taking up the left lane. Westbound Gapers starting right past 55. Over on the Kennedy headed inbound, slow from the O'Hare extension all the way into downtown. It's going to be a half hour from O'Hare and 19 from the junction. Express lanes are worse by about 3 minutes, so use those locals. Outbound on the Kennedy tight from Hubbard out to Canfield. That's traffic. I'm Kevin Henry. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. A couple of morning snow showers. Otherwise cloudy and cold today. High 28, cloudy, cold, 16 overnight. Cloudy, cold, 30 tomorrow. 23 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Financial Planning with Jack Taboda, your 401k rollover specialist. Heard Saturday mornings at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Perfect song, The Dream Police, because Jussie Smollett must have been dreaming to think that the police weren't going to catch onto his antics. Over the weekend, we're learning so much information, and now a grand jury is going to be convened this week to hand down an indictment against the Empire actor.
See, to me, this is a win-win-win-win-win. He wins, he gets the publicity. So the Nigerian guys win, they get the publicity. The Chicago police, which has had a bad rap for quite a while, especially since Laquan McDonald, they get plaudits. The local news media did a good job on this. The national media was horrible on this. So there's a lot of winners in this. Why don't we all enjoy this?
Jussie just wants the truth to come out.
I think that what people need to hear is just the truth.
And when he was confronted by Robin Roberts saying, are you sure people are saying that this, not as a hoax, but this isn't, what happened isn't what really happened?
Who the would make something like this up or add something to it or whatever it may be. I can't even, I'm an advocate.
Oh, I mean, cry me a river. One person who's been all over this story, former Chicago police officer, current private investigator, who lives in L.A., which, by the way, yesterday there was a rally. It was a civil rights advocate who wants Jussie Smollett to be arrested. They first supported him.
We have many members of the black community and the LGBT community who have been the victims of racism and hate crimes. So for Smollett to say that he was a victim of racism and hate crime, and we believe that is a lie, certainly is an injustice to those true victims of racism and hate crimes.
This guy is no descendant of Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton would stick with the hoaxer like Tawana Bradley. That's Brawley.
Tawana Brawley. Let's bring Paul Hubel into the conversation. Good morning, Paul, and thanks for joining us again.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning.
And we're here with Bruce. Bruce is filling in for Dan today. What do you think is going to happen in the coming hours, in the coming weeks on this case?
Well, I hope that Smollett does not believe that people are going to continue to drink his Kool-Aid over this because he's going to be falling apart. He's facing numerous charges, conspiracy for number one, the false police report for number two. There's even the issue of, did he have insurance pay for the examination at the hospital? That could be insurance fraud. There's so many things that are going to bite him. He really does need to come clean.
Well, what about possibly lying to the FBI? Because Martha Stewart lied to the FBI and she got thrown in jail, and others have lied to the FBI. That could be a big issue.
Well, not only lying to the FBI in this case, but if they can prove that Smollett was up to sending the letters with the Tylenol in it, and the looks like it was pictures drawn by a 5-year-old. If they can prove that, that's even a much more serious crime. Smollett is looking at really serious time, maybe even a decade behind bars.
All right. Paul, let me ask you this. Can I ask you a question? I mean, because you've got a lot of experience in this. And, at first, some of us were bamboozled. We wanted to believe his story.
I never
Now,
wanted
of
to.
course, well, I didn't, but, I'm biased. I'm a MAGA guy. I don't wear a MAGA hat, but I voted for Trump. So I'm biased. I could never get on the jury. But we didn't want to believe the story. Now, it looks like it's a hoax. I mean, it acts like a hoax. It walks like a hoax. So it's a duck. But should we withhold judgment now because we haven't heard the whole thing? Is there any possible way, any scenario you could see, given the evidence that we have, that somehow he's innocent?
This is an investigation with the use of technology, credit cards, the Lyft application, surveillance video, or lack of it. There are so many things that data of the cell phone tower dump, the cell phone records, even though he did not want to turn over his cell phone, certainly a grand jury subpoena dumped on the phone companies would get everybody's records. And then also they recovered a cell phone from the Nigerian brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, all this data is really, excuse the expression, a noose around Smollett's neck. He's got nowhere to go.
Well, we're told when police raided the home of those two brothers, they did find magazines with pages torn out. So they're trying to determine if the missing pages are connected to that threatening letter that was sent 8 days before the alleged attack. But we're also learning, too, that they rehearsed this. I mean, he was so methodical and just sinister that they had a rehearsal where one of the brothers put the noose around his neck, poured bleach on him, the other brother had a red hat, maybe because he couldn't get a MAGA hat, and screamed out, those homophobic slurs.
that it goes more to the conspiracy, which really carries the heavy prison time over just doing the act itself.
Well, is it possible?
I mean, this guy is in serious trouble.
Is it possible? Is it possible? Because, based on your experience, that these guys actually did the attack, but Smollett did not arrange it. Is it possible? Will they be pointing fingers at each other now?
Well, in a normal state of affairs, in the old days before the technology, that would be true. But I think we're going to find text messages. We're going to find certainly those phone calls. And also, data is going to show that these guys were together at certain times because of cell phone locations. So, I mean, realistically, Smollett's goose is cooked. The question is what kind of a plea agreement his lawyers can arrange for him. He destroyed a really wonderful career for any young man. I mean, I can't imagine the damage he's done to himself, along with the betrayal of every African American in America, every gay person in America, every one of his fans, every one of his friends, all these politicians.
I don't know. He's notorious. Mike Tyson wound up being in the Hangover after he was convicted of rape. We have second acts in America.
No, I don't think he's going to have a second act. And all these politicians and all these Hollywood elites were falling all over themselves to get, a statement out there first saying that we love you, Jussie, and it's going to be okay.
How embarrassing.
Yes. Also, too, there's more information about the Uber or cab ride they took home. They stopped halfway, got out of that car, and got into another car. So it was like a bad spy movie where they thought that their movements weren't going to be tracked. How important is it that Uber was picked up?
Well, that's important. And again, we're going to go back to cell phone location positioning, and everything is going to match. And the brothers are going to have some explanation for that probably will fit like pieces in a puzzle very exactly. And again, that's stronger evidence of a conspiracy, of the fact that they were all in this together. And the other thing is that there may be financial records of the payment. For example, maybe these brothers made deposits. Let's assume they got paid in cash. Maybe they made deposits to their bank accounts.
But Jussie will say that the money was for, the physical fitness regimen that they were putting him through.
Yeah, he was their trainer.
I mean, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I don't have all these
I
facts.
mean, the more lies that Jussie says, the more problems he's going to have. I mean, the evidence is damning. It's overwhelming. Frankly, I've not seen a case that had stronger evidence, with data. I mean, this is, again, a data investigation.
And it brings back memory of Twanda. What was her name? Tawana
Brawley.
Yeah, and
what happened?
Tell us about that.
Yeah, she came home. Well, she didn't come home. That was a problem. She was supposed to come home, didn't come home, and to cover herself, she used the ink marker and wrote all kinds of racial slurs on her body, puts herself in a dumpster, has herself found, and New York went into a major spasm that some racist rapist, white rapist, got a hold of this girl. And this went on for months. And Al Sharpton was leading demonstrations in New York. And finally, police were able to cut through the baloney. And she confessed. And the rest is history.
Except I don't think Sharpton has ever really apologized for that, or for Crown Heights, or for Freddie's
not.
Fashion Mart. No, he's immune. It's reparations to Al Sharpton. He gets to do that. I understand that.
Yeah.
All right. So yesterday you were at this at the rally. Well, I don't know if it was a rally, but civil rights activist Najee Ali called for the arrest. Yeah, the press conference. And what was it like there? Were they legitimately angry at Smollett and his actions?
They were angry. I mean, I covered it. I put the video on my YouTube site, Crime File News.
Okay.
I mean, you can see it, and not all of it because it went on for about 10 minutes, but I put up about 5 minutes of it, and they really, they just want him to stop lying and to come forward, and they said that he endangered so many people because of creating the animosity back and forth, increasing the serious racial divide we have in this country, and also that there would be retaliation back and forth. And they said it's got to end, and who could not agree with that?
Wow. All right. Paul Hubel, again, Crime File News, that's on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, and I also have a blog, crimefilenews.com. And I haven't put it on my blog yet. I should have, but I will this morning.
You got to get on that. It's on, well...
People are off on President's Day. They got time to read blogs.
Yes, you're right, and it's only 7 o'clock there in L.A.
Yeah.
Paul, as always, a
Should
pleasure
we ask
to have
Paul
you on
a
the show.
president's name? Should we do
All
that?
right, you know what?
All right, Paul, I hate
Okay.
to sandbag you right here, but it is President's Day, and we're testing all our guests today. Can you name the 35th president of the United States?
Oh, God.
I know.
Truman? I don't know.
He was the good old number 33 president of the United States. That would be John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. All right, thanks. That's all right,
Hey,
Paul. He's
Bruce,
annoying everyone.
Amy, thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. And again, Crime File News and then crimefilenews.com is his blog. Thanks, Paul. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The most popular days to get engaged are Christmas, New Year's, and Valentine's Day. And guys, finding the perfect wedding venue can be harder to figure out than the color and quality of the perfect diamond. With love in the air, Avante Banquets is here to help you plan the wedding of your dreams for the party of a lifetime at a price right for you. Avante Banquets is part of the family-owned Chicago Prime Restaurants, with a picturesque location opened just last year near Barrington, providing fine American dining and a timeless experience. Avante is an exceptional space for your wedding or corporate events and fundraisers, for an intimate gathering, or parties of 500 or more. The calendar is filling up, so secure your date today at AvanteBanquets.com. That's AVANTE Banquets.com. With wedding packages starting at just $39 a person. Experience exceptional hospitality with the Calcunos family at Avante Banquets, because classic never goes out of style. AvanteBanquets.com. AvanteBanquets.com.
The auto show is here, and that means the lowest prices of the year at Joe Cotton Ford. Saving you money, real money. Thousands of dollars is what we're about, and our auto show specials will prove that to you. Like these. New 2018 Ford Focus SE, save $71.21, now just $13,999. Or the all-new 2019 Escape SE, save $6,000, just $21,495. Brand new 2018 EcoSport SE, save $5,000, just $18,995. Or get 0% for 72 months. And check out the all-new 2019 Ranger. It's a beauty, in stock at great prices. Come see why we're Chicagoland's best Ford buying experience. It's our promise to you. We'll treat you great and save you money. From 3 generations of our family to yours, you have our word on it. At Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream, or at JoeCottonFord.com.
Stock numbers 5043, T9063, T8575 through 2/28/19. All prices plus tax, title, license, and dock fees. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
It either is or it isn't. When it comes down to it, that's all that really matters when choosing a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. It's either certified by Mercedes-Benz factory-trained technicians, or it isn't. It's either backed by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 5 years, or it isn't. It's absolute confidence in 30,000 precision parts, or it isn't. the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, now through February 28th, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Come in today and we'll help cover your first month's payment. Offer available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. There are those who settle for nothing less. For them, the choice is simple. It's either up to Mercedes-Benz standards or it isn't. It's flawlessly maintained or it isn't. It's either Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned or it isn't.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on credit towards your first month's payment and certified pre-owned warranties.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson, and you'll have to wait until spring to get the outside of your house painted, but winter, perfect opportunity to get your interior painted. You know, people walk into my kitchen and ask, Amy, did you get new cabinets? No, I save myself thousands of dollars by simply having them painted by the experts at CertaPro Painters. So cross the first project off your 2019 to-do list. CertaPro Painters will ensure a beautiful transformation of your home. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered. In-home with a color consultation or online with their color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting experts. You can schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Get a free estimate at CertaPro.com or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I was singing in the shower, singing O Solo Mio. O Solo Mio. As I was singing Mio, I sneezed. So I'm drying up, and I sneeze again. And I blow my nose. A whole bunch of stuff comes out. I'm suddenly realizing that I am breathing out of my nose the best I've ever breathed out of my nose in years. I don't think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden now I'm breathing. What has happened in the past year? I'm a balance of nature. Little by little every day, if I experience it, I'm happy. I'm sure this has to do with balance of nature. I'm sure it does.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Now, Geiger Wealth brings you Retire with Confidence.
If you're in your late 50s to early 60s, nothing can be more frustrating than working hard your entire life, saving as much as possible for retirement, then having no idea how you're going to make your life savings last 20 to 30 years or more. Well, Bill Geiger and his team at Geiger Wealth can help. They're going to sit down with you personally to create a full-blown plan for your retirement. Folks, this is up to a $3,000 value. It's complimentary for the next 5 couples who have at least $500,000 saved for retirement. Call 800-681-2498. Together with you, Bill and his team are going to translate the complex financial planning process into easy-to-understand steps with a roadmap to help you get to where you need to be. Call Geiger Wealth right now for your complimentary, personalized, full-blown retirement plan. 800-681-2498. That's 800-681-2498.
Geiger Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance offered through DeBlanco, Inc.
AM 560, The Answer.
Lincoln Day dinners are an Illinois Republican tradition and an opportunity to connect with other conservative leaders in your community this Saturday, February 22nd. Hear from Fox News analyst Gianno Caldwell. And join the DuPage GOP for their Lincoln Day dinner at Drury Lane this Saturday. Get your tickets and find out more at DuPageGOP.org and click on the Lincoln Day tab. That's DuPageGOP.org.
Heyo, winter is in full swing here. We have 4.5 inches of snow in Evanston, and you're probably sick and tired of the polar vortex shoveling that snow. The freezing rain we had over the weekend on Sunday was a nice touch, wasn't it? And cleaning the salt off your shoes. That's why you need to join us in warm and sunny Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico.
Well, we're in Mexico.
That's where we'll be heading with Apple Vacations, and you're invited to come along with us, Dan and Amy, April 6th through the 13th, and we'll be staying at the beautiful, can I speak English?
Yeah.
Beautiful Marival Residence Luxury Resort.
Hola!
It's an all-inclusive Resort, just 10 minutes from the airport. It's a beautiful place. Honestly, these rooms are bigger than my whole house in Lakeview. 1,400 square feet. Oh, yeah. 6 gourmet restaurants.
Is it bigger
2
than the
bars.
Nigerian brothers' house in Lakeview?
Much bigger than their apartment.
All right.
Again, all-inclusive, 9 golf courses nearby. You can snorkel, you can play tennis. And right now, you can enter to win a trip to join us by going to 560theanswer.com/passport. Click on the Enter to Win button. That's 560theanswer.com/passport. Good luck. And if you don't win the trip, book your trip anyway at 560theanswer.com/passport.
Why do I have to put on a swimsuit? Nobody else has a swimsuit on.
You'll have fun. People come back, couples come back year after year because of good times like you just heard. Thanks so much for making us part of your morning. Thanks to Quinn McCarthy, Justin Kosick, and Keith Conrad, and to you, Bruce Wolf.
Thank you, Amy.
We'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Now here is Mike Scott.
Sunshine breaking out now. More snow midweek. WIND Chicago news time is 9 o'clock.
Illegal and treasonous. I'm Chris Foster. Fox.